Today on the Podcave, comedian Geno Bisconte. Now here's Jason, Michelle, and Goose.
Ridiculous is the right way to put it.
Exactly.
We're starting.
Are we?
Are we? Really? Is it official? Still.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know
You
what's
gotta
better?
see this stuff. Look at this thing. Look.
What are you doing now? You're still using your...
That's upsetting me.
That's a little freaky, dude.
You know what's weird? That's my actual face, and it looks worse.
That's what was that movie that just came out? Was it the Stephen King one?
Peter Rabbit.
No, Peter Rabbit.
Peter
Rabbit.
You know
with the
it.
clowns. With the clowns. It was. It.
Sorry,
Yes,
it was
thank
two
you.
whole fucking letters,
Yes.
Captain Fantastic.
It.
It.
Yeah, I never saw it, but it looked a little freaky. Is that? It's been out before, right? That's not the first time. It's been. It's
No,
gone
I
through a
think that's
couple.
the first time they put it
This is a
out.
remake, Chase.
Yeah, that's what.
Is
It's
it-
a remake.
What is this, whiskey? You know
That
what's
is-
better? You know what's
cool.
better than whiskey? Segregation. Am I right?
That's American
wait, what did
Barrel.
I
That's
say?
a cool bottle, though, isn't it? Look at that bottle. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So Geno is here.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening,
We're
man?
going already.
Yeah, we're going. Dude, we're on, man.
We're like all set.
We got Geno Bisconte here with us, man. Comedian extraordinaire.
How
He's
do you
gonna.
land these people? How? Who is?
I don't know how we got you.
We had to fly him in from Utah.
We had to Uber his ass in.
Where were you this morning?
I was in Utah this morning, and
Utah.
then I flew in. I had to do my show. I do a show called In Hot Water with Aaron Berg on Compound Media.
That's right here on the sheet. I have your bio in front of me in hot water.
I was texting him that on the train this morning.
Michelle, and there's Frank and Sam in the background.
You're not going to say hi to me?
I already did you. You
Oh,
were
I
first.
wasn't even paying attention. Look at me.
So funny.
It's funny how
Put that tablet in his
I can
hands.
see Stu
Listen.
wrote this because has an comedy
Yes, I
album
want to see
out.
Sam.
That's
Frank
right.
And
Reese,
a
Vito.
little typo there, buddy.
So we're doing a pod cave right now.
Podcave.
If, I'm going to give out a number.
Podcave.
I'm
Yes.
going to give out a number. Can we
5.
In the mic.
10.
Whose number?
44.
Whose number can we give out?
14.
32.
No, like
3.
your
That's
cell
one of my
phone
numbers on roulette.
And we'll have people text it.
32.
Black 29.
And if you want to text us and ask any question about the podcast, you guys are going to listen. Just text us. And
Yeah,
text us
just
to what
whatever.
number?
201.
201.
Wow, are we really giving out my number?
Yeah.
Oh, you've never given
201.
out your number before. Okay, it's shocking.
201.
Still.
We got to write it down, and then I can hold it up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Call,
Yeah.
text this number,
Put it on
right?
the back of Geno's,
Yeah, you got it, pen?
All right.
Yeah.
So is this
Write it
live
down.
right now, or people listening?
We're
Yeah,
we're
we got
On
people
Facebook?
live.
Well, Facebook
Yeah.
Live. This is
Facebook
being,
Live.
This is recorded.
Facebook Live. I got it.
Because I'm assuming we're going to have to edit
This
some of
is
your
Geno.
shit out, Geno.
He just escaped from rehab.
I'm a mess. Are we friends
almost-
on Facebook?
You know who he reminds me
Are
of? You know who he reminds me of, Goose? When we showed up to, to do that one man cave with Artie. Remember we showed up at Artie's place to do man cave and he came out and he was in those sweatpants
was
and
him.
that raggedy
What do you
shirt.
mean?
Artie Lang,
Artie Lang? Oh, man.
my-
I'm like, dude.
my
He
coworker
looked
Artie
like-
Lang. Hey, buddy.
Hey, when you gave him like a tool belt and the only thing he had in there was a fork.
There's a fork. Spoon and a fork. That's the only thing I had in it. He knew how to use that fork, though. You guys were the mozzarella, man. He was
did.
all over that.
He did.
Dude, that was the funniest show. I was crying the whole time with Artie, man.
Hey,
He
can
was
everybody
cracking
hear?
me up.
Can you guys hear on Facebook? On
Funny
Facebook
motherfucker.
Live?
What's
Billy
me?
Dowd,
I got it.
Michelle
All right,
Zecca,
so-
Kevin Burkett.
That's
guys?
Just so
better.
everybody
Give me a
knows.
couple hearts if you guys can hear
Yeah,
us.
send some hearts.
You guys can hear us?
Jesus.
All right, cool.
Ooh.
You know.
Hey.
You know.
Hey, we're hanging out. This is awesome.
Hey, so
guys.
listen, I got a
awesome.
call. Stu called me like it was emergency, like an hour ago. Oh my God, Jay, I don't know what to do. Should I call everybody? Because Geno can't make it. And
Because
like,
I'm a
what the-
failure.
I'm like, dude, what the hell, man? This is the whole point of this getting together tonight was could Geno.
I mean, I'm
We didn't
used
know
to
what
being.
crack-
Now I'm
I'm
saying
used to being
Geno.
the cog,
So
the
I'm like,
linchpin of
he's-
everything.
Yeah, he didn't have a car. I'm like, well, get him a fucking Uber. I mean, you know. So you
and I
Ubered it
usually
in.
have my car. I have a, and I
Listen,
rave
we're-
about it. I have this Chevy.
You're not still
Sonic
living
that-
at home, are you, Geno?
No, I live in my car now.
All right, good.
Did I say that
Where
or think
Geno
that?
lives, the Ubers don't go there.
Exactly.
I had to take the subway to Brooklyn to get an Uber to Florham
They won't
Park.
pick you up at your house.
Exactly.
You got to meet you down the
Exactly.
corner.
So just to let you know, are you single? Are you single?
Oh, painfully single.
So Michelle's single now.
Let me tell you. Let me
Uh-oh.
tell you.
Yes, I am.
Let me tell you about my dating history. They'll
Yes.
never find the bodies, Hottie. They're gonna look. They're gonna look, but they're not gonna find anything.
She's looking for somebody to go out for Valentine's Day. I mean, just get some
I was
chocolates.
hoping you were gonna say she's she's looking to get back at her father, because then I'm your guy.
Maybe
You know,
that
we
too.
wake
I don't know.
up. We wake up.
I'm not looking to get back at my father,
morning.
but I am looking for. No, I'm not.
I
looking
make
for Valentine
coffee.
either.
You make a call to Dad. Why
right.
didn't you hug me? I thought we'd do that. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that.
Or you're gonna skip all that?
We can do
Just
that.
skip all that.
I love Shirley. Oh, we could do that. I have no self-esteem left. I'm hanging out with these
This way,
guys.
this way, Sam. Get it.
We got the whole story from Michelle. Gino, just so you know, she just
Close to
doesn't.
your mic.
Just don't give her drama.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No drama.
I feel like you want to give me drama, so I feel like that's all
I
right.
have zero drama.
Yeah.
I get the only thing I give
He
less
failed
than drama
drama.
is participation.
Okay,
I don't
good.
even
That's-
show
In high
up
school,
on-
he failed
Good.
drama.
Yeah,
so you have
drama.
to,
That's why he's a comedian.
that's right.
How do you know these guys? You're the web developer, right?
Yes, I'm the web developer.
Because you're
right?
very
That's
well,
why I know.
you're pretty well developed for the web. And I'm talking to a guy who spends a lot of time on the web looking at women.
She's
like,
a good
"Did I-"
developer.
Hey, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? Have you looked at all the guys around here?
I have
We
not.
need something
Look at-
for people to look at.
Look at this.
Okay.
Freshly
And,
shaved.
and Michelle knows
Right,
more about
Michelle?
sports. It probably could pick better than all of us.
Yeah. Oh, please. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Anyone that knows what they're doing
Don't-
has no idea what they're doing.
Don't underestimate Michelle.
I was watching the Super Bowl 2 weeks ago, and
Right.
the first time they threw it to Torrey Smith on the Eagles, he drops the ball, and I'm like, he has the worst hands on the team. And the very next play, he makes some one-handed catch, and I'm like, he's got the best hands on the team. What do you,
Just like that.
Because you can't pretend, and then the rest of the game, every time he catches the ball, they're like, that Torrey Smith has the best hands on the team. I'm like,
Gino,
right,
what'd you
Look at-
think? What'd you think at the end? Did you know that?
Do you know a
that
technician like this that just like climbs
Spins
around?
it.
Brady,
yeah.
he's like a monkey.
I
He's
mean,
like a monkey.
He's a gymnast. He's going to be in the Summer Olympics.
He's a big son of a
He's
bitch.
a
but
big gymnast.
He's lithe and limber. You may recognize him. He's the third guy from the left on the evolutionary chain of man.
It's very deceiving,
He's
Stu.
slightly hunched over.
You're
The
very
knuckles are
deceiving.
just leaving the ground.
You're kind of like Goose in a way, because Goose, you look at Goose and you're like, all right, he's an athlete, but you never seen him move. And then when I was playing paintball with him one time, he was on my team. I'm like, oh great, Goose is on my team. I thought I was going to be, we were going to be
Okay.
coming in last. All of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, I see somebody do a cartwheel and a somersault and come up and shoot the guy. I'm like, that was
in the
Goose?
head. It was a head shot.
That was Goose.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know he could move like that. I was surprised. I was surprised, Goose. Got to be honest.
I'm only
And you know what? If you
180
look at Jason, you think he could move. And then I played paintball with him, and I was like, is that a tree over there that can't really move too
Hey, why
fast?
don't you make like a tree and leave? Yeah, good times.
Good
We're
stuff.
such a good family.
So
here.
where do you get the Wyoming sweatshirt? What is that from?
I got this in Wyoming, oddly
Really?
enough. Yes, I did.
I mean, I would think that would be the only place that they would sell that.
Urban Outfitters.
No,
You never know.
I was in Wyoming. I was doing some snowboarding in Jackson Hole, and
You said hole.
I did. It was originally called Jackson Gash, but they thought, what? Too soon? It's God's country out there, and I had to get this. It's a very comfy hoodie.
It looks
sweatshirt.
good. The mustard is
Yeah,
very popular.
mustard and brown. And one of my favorite Chargers ever, Malcolm Floyd, went to Wyoming. I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
You probably might have played against him in your day. You might have overlapped a little
Cut
bit.
the sleeves
probably
off. You got a little Belichick going on there.
Belichick outcoached himself in that game. Huh?
Yeah.
Trying to think who
What-
said take the Eagles to the over. This guy.
What do you think of Brady walking off the field, not congratulating?
I mean, Brady, the way they look, everything he does now is under a microscope.
He's like the president.
Yeah,
It's
and-
ridiculous.
But listen, I mean, if you won that many Super Bowls and you've been around that long, you got to give props to the younger guys.
I don't disagree with that at all. Excuse me, but the thing is, like, they don't even know if they're trying to go back to see if he shook hands with it. Like, you don't even. Does anyone know?
Rewind the tape.
Does anyone know if Aaron Rodgers shook? No one cares. But
I
everything
know.
Brady does is under the
So you're
microscope.
telling me to
now.
shut the fuck up?
No,
Make a
I'm
big
not
deal
saying
out
that
of
at
it.
all. I'm
You're
just
telling
saying.
me, Gino?
I'm saying no. If I said shut the fuck up, I'd be standing behind Jason, right, Mongo? Right, Mongo? There'll be some SPELLING later. WHORE. Listen to me. Thanks for getting. No, I'm just saying, like, you could they look for so many sub stories or whatever you want to. But when you throw everything away, all the fluff, that was just an amazing game to watch.
Yes.
And I think we would all agree because they didn't call any penalties. They let them play football.
Oh, it's a great
they did.
game.
You know,
it was a great game.
I was amazed that they didn't and I hate when they do, but I was amazed they didn't overturn that catch by Clement in the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like they're sending a message like, we're done with this stupid catch roll. We're just letting
Well, they're
these
going to
kids
take
play
it
football.
out. They're going to take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy it was a good game because I didn't watch a lot of games this year. I'm going to be honest.
Why?
I was one of the guys
Me either.
boycotting a little bit just because of what was going on in the NFL. We already had that discussion. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into that again. But
I know.
I never had to ask you, Gino, how you felt about the whole season and with the kneeling and everything going on.
absolutely think Colin Kaepernick is a piece of garbage, not because of this kneeling thing, but because of his disingenuousness. This guy's a terrible quarterback, and he started this whole thing by moping, which it wasn't kneeling till a guy from the Seahawks. I always forget his name. That was a
What's his name, Goose?
Go ahead, finish the story.
He met with him and said, instead of sitting on the bench, you should kneel. That's a sign of respect, like we always did back, in the military. So he started doing that, and he gets all this credit for when all he's doing is moping and bitching because he lost his starting job to Blaine Gabbert. And when I would sit there, and I'm not just me, but I'm just speaking from my perspective.
You'd be hurt too if you lost your job to Blaine Gabbert.
But that's how bad he fucking is. And he goes 1 in 10 as a starter, and then all these dumb people are like, yeah, but did you see his stats? He's playing a little thing in football, Goose, called the prevent defense. I'm sure you saw it a lot with your dominating defense in the Ravens, and you let them score. So they're like, oh, but he had all these yards. He went 1 in 10 as a starter. And then you get these idiots that are like, well, if Tom Brady was in that offense, what would he do? Well, here's an idea. Let's take the 1 in 10 Niners team this year, 1 year later, and put in Tom Brady's fucking backup. Trying to think how many games he won. Let me help you. Fucking all of them. He went 5-0, and people are like, well, Colin Kaepernick sucks, and this is the perfect way to put it. The only job of the main job of the backup quarterback, and again, don't let me step on your toes. Those cute little. It's not the 1% of the time he fills in for the starter. It's the 99% of the time that he helps the starter as the backup to review game tape. Can you think of a quarterback less qualified to review game tape than Colin fucking Kaepernick?
Well, the whole thing is
tell me how you really feel,
everyone's
he stinks.
Everyone's bitching and complaining about him not
about the
being
Jews.
up.
Jason, when I got in here, another Holocaust. Relax.
Yeah, he gets on a tangent sometimes.
He does.
Let
I
him
mean,
go.
not with these gas prices,
And if there
Jason.
was a general manager that actually thought he could help the team, I don't care what anybody says, he's going to bring him in. And nobody brought him in.
Right.
And that just, listen, it doesn't, all these coaches get fleas, players get fleas.
Fleas?
And fleas. And then all of a sudden, a little bit of time, they shake the fleas off.
Okay.
And then if you're good, they're bringing you back. I mean,
Yeah.
you can really go to jail. You can do a lot of different things.
If you're good enough, they'll
But
bring
if
you
you
back.
put up numbers,
Yeah, they want to win.
Yeah.
This isn't like, these
They
guys
wanna
have
put
big
up with
egos.
some stuff.
But
where he lost me was, listen, I think, and we've had this discussion, and you weren't here, so I'll reiterate a little
Please,
bit.
I got time.
I'm not going to demean anybody or say anything bad about anybody that wants to protest. It's their thing. If you want to protest. I think there is no common thread though across the board with all these guys. I think everybody had a different reason. But when I saw Colin wear the socks depicting the cops as pigs.
That's to put it over the top.
Now you're taking it to another level. Now
you're
you're
wearing
getting
go on. I'm sorry.
But it's just like you're doing that and showing complete disrespect for the men and women who serve and protect us.
You're
and,
wearing a Fidel Castro shirt in Miami.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So
Are you out of here? Are you out of here? And
Let's just try to piss everybody
when
off.
the New Yorker, this is how dumb. Did you see what the New Yorker magazine did for Martin Luther King Day?
No.
The illustrated for the cover. The illustrated. Don't mind me being redundant. They had Martin Luther King kneeling, locked arms with not just Colin Kaepernick, who wore socks depicting cops as pigs, and friggin' Fidel. Michael Bennett on the other side, the guy that said a cop put a gun in the back of his head and threatened him, and then it came out and it was all a fucking lie.
It was all
and you're showing this man who actually died for the cause to get equal rights, who wasn't getting $1 million an hour to play football, and they're like, yeah, we just thought if Martin Luther King was alive today, he'd be hanging out with these guys. He'd be hanging out with entitled athletes.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Can your neighbors hear me, Goose?
I'm glad I brought this up, Geno.
Maybe they thought it was supposed to be Al Sharpton, I think, in that picture.
But never, and here's the point I was getting, never was it more lost, the kneeling for the anthem, than when, Trump put that thing out that you fired these guys, and it was the day before the Jaguars played in London, and then the Jaguars go, and they're not thinking.
And the Ravens,
and they're kneeling. Oh, you guys got raped there. They had to like point on a doll where they got, but they kneel in front of, and then like a couple weeks later, the owner of the Jaguars has to write an apology to the veterans of foreign war in Jacksonville, which makes sense because these guys in today are getting flown to the NFL to play when guys in World War II were jumping out of a plane to fight for this flag, and it's like the meaning, the protest is lost.
That's my problem. Is that I've got way too much respect and admiration for the men and women who serve in our military and the sacrifices they've made and their families have made for this country, and I just can't. I can't bring myself to witness that. And again, I might have sympathy for them. if they were to do it another way.
Yeah, kneel in the
without
middle
a
of a
doubt.
play. Kneel. You know what?
Yeah.
Kneel. Take a knee and get a penalty.
But
in the
then
game
did,
if it's not that
then
important.
did
to
you see?
right?
Did you notice during the Super Bowl for the national anthem what they did? The coin toss was 15 Medal of Honor winners that went out there. 4 were from
And
Afghanistan.
the guy sucked. Whoever flipped the coin.
The guy-
the guy was 105.
The guy was 94.
And he just like threw it.
He threw it. But in his defense,
What the fuck?
The guy was
I mean-
90. He fought in the battle. Of
He had
you
all
can't-
kinds of listen. The poor guy, right? I love this guy, right? And he's
Woody
trying.
Johnson.
He can't flick. He
That's
can't
his
even
name.
flick. He can't even flick. He's got so much arthritis, and he just like gets it, and he's like, "Ugh," and he just throws it. Like
the guy.
I love him.
did flip a couple
He should do it
times.
every fucking year.
every-
I love
The
him.
guy
time.
fought in the Battle of Iwo
Oh
Jima.
my God.
Iwo Jima.
I love
and his
this
name
guy.
is. That was in my football video. I said they call him Woody. That's not his real name. That's what 3 of his limbs are made of after the war. And then I said, I'm kidding. Look at this guy. The guy looked 94.
And he probably whittled him himself.
I
You know
hope
what
I
mean?
look like that when
Yeah,
I'm 60.
I said, look at how great he looks. I said, Woody is actually the nickname he got because that's what he got every time he stabbed a
God.
Jap with a bayonet. Because he was stabbed. Thanks for getting that, sir.
That was a good one. I got that one. We got that.
But you're right when he flipped it, he just really.
Hey, listen, I got to ask you a question.
Sir.
And this little walk down memory lane here when we did
Nostalgia.
when we roasted this guy.
Fantastic,
right?
great time.
It was a good time.
I don't
wasn't it?
I don't
By the
remember
way,
much of it. I
want
don't remember much.
I want your professional opinion. How did I do?
You did great. You did
good.
good. But this is why. Because
just asking because
I
he's
will
a
tell you
professional.
why you did great, so you don't think I'm busting your stones.
There you go. Good. I'm
Because you were enjoying it. Like the thing about a
Yeah.
roast is, and it's gotten lost now because it's all about this roast battle horse shit where they have people every week roasting that don't have this, that don't know each other. So it's two strangers like roasting what, and then they make it about the judges.
Like you read
making
the
fun.
bio the night before and you make up some stuff.
It's cut and paste. But when you're making fun of a friend of yours, when you're just busting bowls like normal,
You got all
fucking
kinds
people
of-
do,
all
it's-
kinds of ammo.
It's great, you
Yeah,
know.
that's
when you're
true.
laughing as, you know what I mean. When
Yeah,
you're laughing as
absolutely.
hard as the guy you're making fun of, that's fucking the best stuff. You know, like
That is. There's actually my one buddy from Swampscott, Boston. It's Swampscott's a town in Mass. He actually has a program on Facebook called Busting Balls, and it's like roasting every day.
Sure.
Like he just goes up to people and just starts busting, and it's
what
the
you do every
greatest
day,
shit.
isn't it?
It's the
It's
greatest
fantastic.
shit. It's not like
You get away
prepared.
with it.
Nothing's like scripted or anything like that. It's just fun.
breaking
It's just
balls,
fun.
breaking balls, not
Yeah.
busting balls.
Yeah, breaking balls.
like Breaking
fine.
Bad.
Thanks.
Breaking-
Thanks.
I mean,
I want anything else out of you, I'll beat it out of you. Keep your mouth shut.
but people are afraid
That's busted balls, motherfucker.
busting bones. But now people are so afraid to make fun of anything, and like
Yeah.
Michelle, do you have any questions? Give us.
When was this roast?
what was it?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
Oh,
ago.
okay,
Was it
okay.
2 years ago? Yeah.
Maybe even more.
think
Where
maybe
does the
3.
time go?
I want
Okay.
to say
Maybe
2013.
3. Yeah.
Gotcha.
How bored have you guys been?
2013?
No way.
Goose roast?
No,
Yeah,
it was
Goose roast.
It was. It was. It might have been October.
Maybe 2014.
14 maybe, I think. Yeah.
It was. Yeah,
That's
13,
3 years.
Well, listen,
I don't
wasn't
know.
it?
You
Was
want a
I
calculator
thought
still?
the funniest thing was
Hang
you
on.
took all the time.
iPhone 1.
Geno took time to write jokes for Goose, right?
Yes.
You actually wrote quite a few jokes for Goose.
Yes,
Did
yes.
he say one of those
He
jokes?
might have alluded to one of them. The one where I said,
I know he had them.
I
I
said,
paid
"Tell your wife-"
$1,200 for fucking 40 jokes from this fucking clown.
Well, you didn't do
They
it.
were
You
fucking
didn't do any
horrible.
of 'em.
Listen, I forgot them. He says you got to memorize them.
You know what? You know
I
what
said I got
not-
a 14 on my
Can't write them
SATs. You want me to fucking
you know
memorize
what it
the
is?
jokes?
He was
7 on math, 7 on English.
He's too lazy to do
I had
jokes.
13. I had 13 cocktails, but
Yeah,
I
by
was
the time
you got up
motherfucking
there, you were-
everybody.
Geno has written jokes and roasted Quentin Tarantino, Charlie Sheen, Rob Lowe, Matt Lauer,
Matt Lauer.
Boomer Esiason.
I think Matt Lauer would do one now.
Yeah, you think?
Oh my
you'd have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
now.
Oh my God. He.
Oh
well,
yeah, that would have been funny now.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, he's another one. Like, in his defense, he didn't do anything wrong other than he just fucked all his interns, right? And now you can't do that. That's frowned upon, right?
I
There was a
know-
time when that's a
listen.
cool guy.
You can
Yeah.
even look
I've
at
met-
interns now.
If he tickled a
and not
couple
even
balls
look
of
at
some
them.
little
look.
kids, he'll be
No.
all right. I mean, it's
when
fucking
you talk to an
joke.
intern, you got to talk like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really do.
So
crazy,
listen, I
man.
know Matt. I met him many times, and I like him. I like Matt.
He's a likable guy.
But you hear these things now, and you're
And you
like,
don't even
wow.
know what he did. You don't even know what he did.
Well, I know he had a button, and he would, under the desk, and you hear all
Listen,
these
do you
stories.
believe
That's
that?
fucking.
I
I
don't
hope.
know.
Like,
I want
I don't
a
know.
lock
I
installed
want to
in my thing.
believe that.
So when I'm raping women, they can't get out. Well,
Well,
how about
rape's-
when you shut the fucking lock off?
Rape's a little strong.
Do
I
you
don't know
think-
if rape is.
But I'm just saying, like, who locks? Like, listen,
I don't know.
it's Matt Lauer. You know what I'm saying? He's not a bad-looking guy.
Good-looking son
he
of a
can't
bitch.
talk to some girls. You know what I'm saying?
Kel,
Listen,
thoughts?
It's a
Listen.
joke. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't say you abuse girls. I have daughters, but you know, then women go and they complain that no guys. You know, Match.com has got 50 billion girls and 300 guys on it because none of the guys want to talk to the girls. Like they're intimidated now, especially
Well,
now.
I think people skills, as dumb as that
Communication
phrase
skills.
Yeah, people
no,
skills
you're
is
right.
becoming a lost art. People don't know how to talk.
Michelle sees
They
it.
don't.
Michelle
Oh, I see it all the
bartends.
time.
Does that have to do with everybody's on their phone now? Is that why
Yes.
we're not communicating?
I think that's
We're not
part of
talking
it.
to
I think that's definitely part of it.
I think
But it's like it's amazing how people think social media is real now.
I know.
You know,
Oh,
and
God.
like you don't get Twitter like I get a ton of Twitter trolls. You know, and to use that phrase because it's a thing now. People think like making fun of you or calling you a doofus on Twitter. I didn't mean with the fucking language doofus, but they think calling you something on Twitter like that's calling you out. It's nothing.
Yeah, especially when they have 4 followers.
That's exactly it. It's
I'm
like so
like-
you don't respond to them.
I think a lot of kids coming up today, that's their life is social media. If they're not getting the likes on social media, they feel like they're not worthy.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
They
That's
should
sad.
listen. If you have nuts and you want to do that stuff, you should put your address down.
Yeah,
It should be Louis Buscratti, Johnny
That's the
Vizzoni.
name. These are the names that come to mind.
Nine,
Not Bill
Main
Smith and
Street.
John Williams, Louis
Yeah.
Buccigrotti.
Yeah, well,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're the guys who
Are you in concussion protocol?
Sean Williams on Twitter.
Yeah.
Everybody's got Stu's address and phone number
I
already.
say you put your name down, Joey Bag of Donuts. What?
Yeah.
That's not a regular.
That's a real guy.
That's unbelievable.
That's a true.
So, Michelle, let me ask you because this whole thing
Yeah.
now with guys and women, and we can't look at you the wrong way. And
Yeah.
if you say one thing wrong, it's like, do you find guys that are, having a problem now because they don't want to take a risk? They're
You
afraid
mean,
they're
like, in
going to
the
offend
job?
somebody?
No, like at bars, you mean?
No, not
I
bars.
don't.
On the job. When you're going, like you.
Oh yeah,
when
I
you're
mean,
in
I think
serious-
it's a different atmosphere now. Definitely, like everyone's.
Everybody's on guard.
Yes, everybody's on guard. You don't say hi,
Especially at
as
Fox
much.
News.
Yeah, especially like major networks. I think it's a lot more, just hi, go do your job.
Did you
Don't
ever
sit
think
there, have a
about like
conversation.
a guy who pissed you off or something? You just want to go in and just say, yeah, he grabbed my breast.
No, because no one ever, besides like an ex-boyfriend, pissed me off. And I've never worked with any.
But
ex-
you would
You could do that and get the guy
wouldn't-
fired.
yeah,
You would never
yeah,
make
you
it.
could.
You
no,
would never-
I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would do it to an ex-boyfriend, but
Why?
not to.
Why are you? Why are you?
Not to. No, I'm
Why
kidding.
are
I'm kidding.
you-
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Why are you winking and nodding when you say
Yeah,
you'll never do that? Oh wait,
I'll never do
You
that.
got her on camera. You got her on
damn
camera.
it.
Yeah, I don't. Wait for the camera.
I didn't realize you.
No, but there are
shelled
some
out for two
there are
iPads.
some women who might do that. So
No,
that's-
there are.
And
I've
that's
heard
why
stories.
Really?
Trump's been getting a lot of heat lately because he just made a
Yeah.
comment about the guy that had to leave his administration because
What was
it
his
came
name,
out
Polk?
that one of the
Wasn't
higher ups.
Polk, was it?
I don't know if it was Polk.
I know
whatever
what we're
his
talking
name,
about.
whatever
I'm
his
just
name was, I
terrible
can't
at
think of his
politics.
name, but he had made a comment. He said, "Listen, I wish him the best. This is bad, but I think we need to give people their due process."
Yeah.
And it's true. And,
Oh,
I
they
don't know
flipped
what.
out.
I
They've
don't
been
know
talking
where
about it
this
for 2 days.
I don't know
Due
where,
process.
I know. I don't know where this got
You
lost.
don't even know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know where this got lost in the scheme of things. And listen, I'm not going to deny women coming forward. Thank
Right.
God they're coming forward.
Yeah.
Thank God they deserve to be heard.
Yeah.
They
Especially what's
deserve to
going
be-
on in Hollywood with all those freaks.
But
Oh, yeah.
whatever happened to? Are we just now
less
going to
about
take the
them.
word and that's it? You're done.
I know.
Your life is
Yeah,
over. You're
that's not
done.
fair.
No due process.
It's
We're
like
not gonna,
it's like
get
my
into
mother used to say, "Hit me once, shame on you. Hit me twice. I'm just not paying attention."
not just-
right?
listen to
Like,
me.
what did I think you were going to do with that skillet this time? Make me
the
eggs?
skillet.
That's
Ooh,
my
I got
job.
the wooden spoon, not the skillet. No wonder.
You know what's
Now, my imagery was totally blown.
I think the craziest thing about this whole situation is some of the stuff that people are coming out with happened in the 70s
Oh my God! Yeah.
and the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like, listen,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they feel more comfortable now or they're, but when something like that happens, if there's a woman out there listening to this show, if something like that happens, come out right away.
Yeah.
I mean, come out and say something.
If there's a woman
Tell
listening
me,
to
I'll
this
go
show-
beat the guy's ass for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe in that shit. I mean, but don't go and I remember when I was playing in the league, they had somebody come in and talk to us about women and doing the right thing, and the guy stood up there and he says, "I just want to let you know 3 things. No means no, maybe means no, and yes means no in the morning."
Really?
And I thought the guy was like on crack. And you know what? The guy's right. You don't really, if you don't know what you're getting into, all right, if you don't know the person and what they're all about, first of all, you shouldn't be, the one night stand or the one night fling thing. I mean, you're Russian roulette right these days, but. You need to know the person that you're going to go and do anything with because you got to know what kind of person they are because really it's
now listen,
it's
also,
insane the shit that's going on.
It's also called respect. I mean, what happened to that? You know, the way I was raised a certain way. You respect women and you no is no. And you know you don't overstep your bounds. You're be a gentleman and a nice guy. I mean, you won't have any problems.
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't said anything about this 50 Shades of Grey. This guy's whipping girls' asses, and no one's flipping out about that.
I think it's such a that movie sucks so bad. I think people just don't even.
Oh, the book was the #1 bestseller ever, wasn't it? Like 50 billion cocopies.
Yeah,
I mean,
but the movies are awful.
Yeah, the movies ain't great.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Gino, you've seen them like 3
I
times.
can't even
right?
masturbate to them anymore. I can't.
Once, twice, maybe.
I've really got to focus. I'm really.
I heard, Gino, I heard you had like whenever you're going to go on a date or something, you have girls like sign a release. Is that true?
I do.
What does it say? What does it say on there?
I just write.
No means no.
I write, why won't you love me on the top of a carbon paper? And I just have them.
Will you
sign
love me long time?
This contract is good for 48 hours.
It's like you are a citizen of this country, Sun Lee, for the remainder of this date. Have a good time.
Yeah.
So, Gino, who was your favorite person to roast? You roasted a lot of big names. Who was the favorite one?
Dennis. Well, Tony aside, Dennis Rodman was absolutely fantastic.
Now, why? Why did you say that? Of all those people, why Dennis Rodman?
Because Dennis
Because
Rodman.
he's just fucked up. That's why.
That's true.
That is part of it.
Come on.
But like I said, part of the thing of doing a roast is like and I don't know Dennis Rodman.
I was going to say you know him.
No,
How long does it take?
But he
Interesting.
But he's a guy.
You know
that
Kim Jong-il too?
Exactly.
How long does it take you to prep for that? Then how long do you take?
10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
He just shows up.
Was he in a
Of course.
dress? Was he dressed as a man or a woman?
What's the process?
It's you just sit down, you write a wave of jokes. I've been doing it for a long time. So you write a wave of jokes, you let it sit, you come back a couple days later, and then
All right.
the day before you try and tie it into topical stuff. But Dennis Rodman is a guy that could have been like, "Who the fuck are you?" There's nobody making fun of me, but he wasn't because he's as crazy as he is. He's a good dude, and he was like sitting there enjoying people. It's online. You can see it online.
Yeah, we're gonna
just
watch
enjoying the people making fun of him. And stuff.
I'll never
I
watch,
need
but
to
that's all right.
watch.
So he doesn't get offended. Like,
Yeah, no,
What was your opening joke about him?
the opening joke about him was, and everything worked in my favor. He was he was in North Korea, and
He's like best friends with Kim
It
Jong-il.
literally came out 2 days before. This is how the universe smiles on me. It came out 2 days before that there was an assassination attempt on Kim Jong-un's life, like months before.
Fake.
But it didn't work. Like it didn't work, and I said that, and then I looked at Rodman. I'm like, wow, this guy's just surrounded by horrible shooters. And it killed.
That's cool.
Because I'm looking at him, and Rodman, instead of going like "fuck you," he's like "ah." And I mean, and trust me, I've seen roasts like that at the Friars where the people don't, and the people being roasted are like "fuck you," but he's not. He could have been like, "Who the fuck are you?" But he's like "ah."
Did you ask him how big his dick was?
I told him to put that big dick away.
Tell him to whip it out.
He's a friendly fellow. I said,
How big do you think his dick is?
you know who's got a huge dick? I'm told Nick Foles. Why are you?
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden,
BDN. That's the
Big
thing in
Dick
Philly.
Nick.
I'm a
Big
Eagles
Dick Nick.
fan, so I was there for the parade, and all the chances it was Big Dick Nick.
Yeah,
it was like
I didn't
all
know.
over.
Big
This girl
Dick
had a
Nick.
poster.
Who knew?
Big Dick Nick with the
Dick
eggplant. Yeah.
So if I ever run into him now, Big Dick Nick.
So wait, you're an Eagle? Are you
I'm
from
an Eagles
there?
fan. Yeah, I'm from LBI. My dad's from South Philly though.
All right, I'll
Mm-hmm.
talk slower.
Yes.
That whole gag. I'm from Vineland, New Jersey, but I'm a Charger fan.
Wait, where are you from?
South Jersey.
Vineland.
Oh, you're from Vineland.
Him and my
Okay.
wife.
That's
My wife's from Vineland.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Dude, that's like the
All right.
South. That's you're
Vine-
red.
Vine-
I am dirty
Yeah.
Jersey, my friend.
Did you guys get
Me,
off for
redneck.
opening day of deer
You're corn
hunting?
fed, Gino.
What's that?
You're corn
I
fed.
grew up on a farm. I used to pick onions, eggplants. Well, they worked for us. Whoa! Whoa!
So hold on.
Whoa!
So Dennis Rodman was your favorite. How was Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen, I didn't roast him. I wrote for Charlie Sheen for the roast of
Okay.
for the roast of
The
Comedy
reason
Central.
I bring
wrote
it
for the
up-
Sheen roast. I wrote for the one they just did that'll never air. Rob Lowe. They'll never air that again. You know that.
Why?
Because Ann Coulter was on, and Comedy Central, who can suck my dick, sit down, who can suck my dick.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Gino?
And because Comedy Central,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
Comedy
Right.
Central has ruined comedy, and
Right.
and they want to be. So if you
It's
remember,
Comedy Central. How can they ruin comedy?
Because
It's
they-
like
they-
Central.
because they've centralized. Because they put on people that aren't funny. They do all this politically correct shit. Like the Netflix, they just gave out 30, 15-minute Netflix specials. How many of the people that were awarded them were straight white males? one.
Who?
Okay.
I don't even know, but do you understand? So, but Comedy Central, getting back to this, the roast of Rob Lowe, you'll recall they had Ann Coulter on because Comedy Central, this was back before the election, and they wanted to make fun of Ann Coulter. And Ann Coulter, when this was going on, was like, oh, what a dummy. She walked right into it. She knew what she was doing. And she's like, Donald Trump's going to win. And she just did this. And while everyone's like making fun of her, if they aired it now, do you know how fucking stupid and arrogant Comedy Central would look?
Oh, yeah.
Because she fucking called it.
Everybody made fun of her.
Yeah. And yet,
Bing,
here it is a year later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She was right.
So...
Yeah.
But the reason I brought up Charlie Sheen is Goose and I did a man cave with Charlie Sheen, and I just remember hanging out with him. Nice guy. Just like you said about Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Really, right, Goose?
Doesn't take himself seriously.
Really nice guy,
Yeah,
but
he was
just
cool.
nuts.
Yeah, he's
No,
out
I mean,
there,
he's got 2 cigarettes going, right?
Really?
Got 2 of them. Goose goes, aren't you worried about cancer? And he goes, I don't believe in cancer. And he's smoking. And I'm just like, this guy is living that life, though. You know what I mean? He's walking the walk. He's talking the talk because he's got 5 women walking around. So our guy, Cherry.
Wait. 5 what?
5 women walking around.
5 hookers.
Okay, whatever. So I'm gonna try
Hookers
to stay. I'm gonna
walking
try
around
to
his
stay nice.
house.
So our guy,
You work so hard to get unionized, honey.
our
and
guy
they throw the
Cherry-
word around.
No, they were prostitutes.
Our guy
They really
Cherry,
were.
right, was one of our workers, one of the guys on the crew. One of so he was there working. He was there a couple days ahead of time, getting started. Right, this is usually how we do it before Goose and I show up. And he calls me on the phone and he goes, he's out in Charlie's pool area. You know, he's got a house. It's a U-shaped house, right?
Sure.
So he's outside. He's talking to me on the phone, and he's explaining what's going on. And all of a sudden, he hears somebody laughing at him, right? So he turns around, and Charlie's standing up on his balcony in his underwear, just in his underwear.
Sure.
And he's laughing,
Lovely
and
sight.
he's laughing. He's pointing at
Magical.
Cherry, and he's laughing at him, right? And Cherry's like turns back around. And he goes, "Charlie Sheen's in his underwear laughing at me." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, he's laughing at me. I'm like, "It's the weirdest thing, right?" So he goes, "All right, we'll just get back to work." And Charlie, he turns around, looks at Charlie, and waves at Charlie, and Charlie waves back and keeps laughing at him. And he walks back in the house. And I'm like, it's just weird shit, right? But
Just a day in the life with Charlie Sheen.
I'll tell you this though, the guy's an encyclopedia of baseball.
Really?
He had a conversation.
Dude, he's a genius.
He's a genius. He was a conversation with my agent, and they were talking baseball. And I've never heard somebody spit out stats like Charlie Sheen.
So let me just
I heard
tell
he
you this real
spits
quick.
out a lot of
I'll
stuff.
get back to you guys on live. Thanks for watching. Anyway, so how about this? He goes and he says, name a World Series. Okay, name an actual like game.
Inning, too.
An actual game.
Inning?
Yeah.
Name an inning.
Pitch.
Oh, he's nuts.
Name the batter
Damn.
and name the pitch, and I'll tell you what pitch it was.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So I go, come on, all right, 82. He goes, okay, this was this guy and
Cardinals,
this guy, right?
yeah.
And then I go, all right, the 5th inning, the second batter,
You're full of shit.
the ninth,
Oh, yeah.
the third pitch, and he goes, oh, he fouled out on the first pitch.
Yeah.
It was such and such. He fouled out on the first pitch, and it was.
I'm sitting there
fastball.
listening to this, and I'm just
I go,
like,
you got really?
I was in awe.
We were like. Are you kidding me?
Holy
And I'm like
shit.
asking
Who knew?
Siri, hey Siri, what
Who
the fuck
knew?
was
Yeah,
what was
exactly.
it?
I'm looking it up on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
holy shit, he's
Siri
right.
is like, how the fuck should I know?
Oh my god!
What do I look like? What do I
I'm
look like?
what is
Charlie
he?
Sheen?
I'm like, I want to smoke what he's smoking. What is he smoking? I want some.
Man dick is what he's
Dude,
smoking,
let me tell you,
apparently.
it's the God's honest truth. I mean, that's how much of a baseball fan this guy
That's
is.
how
That's crazy.
unbelievable.
It's unreal. I just
So good.
Pitchers and catchers reported today.
Yeah.
Goose,
Did they really?
Yeah, can't make that shit up, boo.
Oh my God! What's
yeah,
up?
boo.
tell
What
the
up, boo?
story about how you were invited to the Charlie Sheen party and you had to like leave.
Oh, dude, he told me the next day. I said,
Ooh,
I was.
do tell.
Yeah.
It was
weird.
quite a. So I talked to Charlie. I said, "Hey, Charlie, what's up?" I go, "Come on, let's go out." I says, "Let me buy you dinner. Let's go out to
You know, I
dinner."
got his number. I should call him.
He goes,
picks up.
"Oh, Goose, I don't want to go. I really can't go out." He goes, "Let's eat here." And I said, "All right." I says, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go out and buy some food, and I'll cook here." So I went, and I said,
My
"I'm going to make
phone's
some
stupid.
pasta fazool." So he has an outside, whole, kitchen. So I told the guy what I needed. His chef went out and bought some stuff. And I went and I made a big pot of pasta fazool. So he comes back, and we're going to eat inside. All these people are there. Did you ever see that movie where, the people, and all of a sudden at night, they turn into creatures?
The Walking Dead?
It's almost like The Walking Dead.
Last Call at Waffle House?
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
One of the two.
Exactly.
It's one of the two.
So we sit down.
You like the Waffle House joke, huh, buddy?
that was
Huh?
a good one. We
Plenty
sit-
more where that came from, huh?
You got one person, yeah.
You didn't even
Hey.
see me snap the suspenders. All right, so go
Hey,
on.
so we're hanging out, and he comes down, and he's like, Okay, man, okay. I go, dude, I've been down here a half hour at this table. He goes, all right, let's eat. So he's like, oh, what did Goose cook? So he grabs some pasta fazool and we're eating a little bit. And all of a sudden, like these 3 chicks walk in.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, hey, Charlie, what's going on? Yeah, we got to talk to you. And he's like, I go, dude, you're fucking kidding me. You've been down at the table for like 8 minutes. You're going back upstairs. He goes, if I'm not back in 10 minutes, here's a watch. It's worth $500,000.
Shut up.
Put it down in front of me. He goes, that's your watch if I'm not back in 10 minutes. Well, fuck, let me tell you something. 9 minutes came. I'm looking at the watch. Here goes 10 minutes. 10 minutes is over. All his buddies at the table are going, you just got a $500,000 watch.
Right.
That's legit. I go, dude, listen. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go and take the guy's $500,000 watch.
I'd
He
be
didn't come back in
fucking
10
going.
minutes.
Yeah.
I'd be
It was
fucking
10,
going.
It was 10 minutes, 50 seconds.
I was like,
I would've
listen,
taken-
so he comes
I
back
would've
about a
taken it
half
in
hour
9.
later.
That's like the pizza delivery. If he's not there in 10 minutes.
He comes back.
I would have taken it in 9, and when he came back, I would have been like, yo, fix your fucking watch. That was 10 minutes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not even worth half a million.
He comes back in like 25 minutes. He goes, no, the watch is yours. I'm like, dude, I don't even want the watch. Come on,
Right,
give
right.
me a break. So he goes in the back and he gets this big humidor that Fidel Castro gave him, filled with cigars, and he gave it to me. And he gave you one too, didn't he?
Yeah, a couple.
Like this big box of Fidel
He's a giver,
Castro's
man. He's a
cigars.
Jesus
And
Christ.
so I got $500,000 cigars. They're all
Wow.
dried out. I'll give you one when you leave.
That means a lot. That means a lot. You're a good man, Sean.
You can recondition them.
But all his, all the people that were around him were like creatures, man. It was really
But
bad.
do you
It was
ever
bad.
see,
crazy.
Like, and I mean, look, as I get older, I get my old man when they said, "How you doing, Angie?" And I get it now. He's like, he would always say, if I was doing any better, I couldn't stand it, right? And I get that now because it's like you look at how these crazy people live. You're like, maybe I didn't want to be a rich
Right.
millionaire because these people are fucking insane.
No,
you know what I
I
mean?
kind of
Crazy,
want to be a
man.
rich man.
It's crazy. It's the more, and you know
You married
what?
a chick from Vineland. You got it
Yeah.
all.
If you look at
I got
TV,
Yeah.
if you look at TV, it's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
The more of a train wreck and like, who's that fat girl, the heavy girl with the the little kid who like runs around? They're like rednecks. What is that called? And she came back. She just got her stomach stapled.
Oh,
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey
Like,
Boo Boo.
all of a sudden, you're like watching. You're like, oh yeah, the girl got her stomach. All right, she had a little problem. Wait, where? And now like she's like dying in the hospital. It's like they're like
Really?
catching it on. Dude, it's like ridiculous.
Oh,
Like the
really?
more of a train wreck there are,
Yeah.
the more
Well,
like,
when the show first
drama.
started,
It's
they
horrible.
were making fun
Sex and
of
drama.
how backwoods they
And
were.
death.
And
Everything
then
is
by the
death.
second season, they're
Sex.
making so much money.
I know.
They're not backwoods anymore.
Listen, nothing's changed. Sex, drama, and craziness fucking sell.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nuts,
No, I
man.
mean, come on.
I'm getting old.
Everybody wants to watch somebody that's worse off than they are.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
getting
true.
older.
That's 100% true, man.
It's true.
All I watch
don't
now
watch-
is Blue Planet on BBC.
I'm
You
with
watch
you.
that?
I like
I
Duck
watch-
Dynasty.
Yeah.
What is Duck Dynasty?
Blue Planet?
You are from Jersey.
I know.
All right.
You know what I've been watching?
watch
South Jersey
My
girl.
wife's been all connected with this with
Oh, the Hallmark
the
network, you
Hallmark
said?
channel.
Well, Columbo's on Home. Oh no, Hallmark Mystery.
Dude, you know
Movie.
it's
You're
bad
talking
when you're
about
when you're hanging out just watching the Hallmark Channel.
Listen, I go into bed and all of a sudden, and every movie's the same. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'd
a
really,
love fest.
yeah. And there's nothing bad about anything. Like everyone's like, hey, how
There's
you
always
doing,
a
Luke?
happy ending.
It's
Yeah.
like a Lego movie. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Love the Lego movie.
Yeah, I
It was
like
funny.
Yeah, it's
I like
fantastic.
all the Alaskan things.
Did you see the?
Do you watch the Alaskan things?
No, the chasing gold and the flying Alaska.
Yeah, Gold
Or are you
Rush.
talking building Alaska? Because
Yeah.
No, there's like
Living
9 Alaska
below-
shows.
below
Alaska's
zero.
never been so popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't
Yeah,
watch
it's
Alaska.
like people living in the middle of nowhere. It's
No.
like
Off
survival.
the grid.
Off
Yeah,
the
I mean,
grid
it's-
is good.
Yeah.
That's a show.
Off the grid. Yeah, I watched the DIY too. That network
yeah.
we
Yeah,
were
you never
on.
watched our show, but he watches other
Yeah.
shit.
You don't wanna watch
Never watched
that?
ours.
You-
Hey, did you see that
You don't wanna
episode?
listen to
No,
yourself.
And I'm in my garage. I build shit.
I
That's
just
what
I
do.
just gave Goose a whole drive of all of our shows. It's still over there.
So it hasn't moved, right?
Is that where
It's
it was? I
collecting
couldn't
dust.
find it. You
Yeah.
told me it was green.
What was the roast
That's
show?
orange.
What was the roast show I did? It took 2 days to paint a fucking door or something. You guys had a whole chapter on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Thanks.
Don't get me going.
Me-
Some of of the things I built, he would, because he loved to sabotage. He would just come on and sabotage.
Sabotage?
First of all, you would show up. You would show up late because I had to do all the fucking work, right? Not only have to build something, but I had to go cover for Goose.
Him late? No way.
No,
Can I
hold
say
on.
something?
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
finish?
Yeah, you
All right.
finish.
Then he would show up late. He'd bitch, he'd moan, he'd eat something, right? He'd yell at everybody. And then he'd come out and see what I was building. I'm like, and he'd stare at me. First of all, he's got to stare at me for like 5 minutes, right? You got to just stare. And then he finally goes, you're not done yet? I'm like, you've been staring at me for 5 minutes. What do you mean I'm not done yet? So when I leave, I was building a table. I was building a desk for a buddy of his, actually, who does I was a radio show. Right? Remember that guy? A big desk, right? I was building a custom desk for this guy.
The 30th
built 3 parts. And it was a long day, right? It was end of the day. I'm getting ready to go. I come out to take the desk apart because I had to take it apart to bring it back in.
Right.
And it won't come apart. And I'm freaking out now. I'm freaking. I'm literally like ready to throw the hammer down and walk away. I'm done. Little did I know that he took the finish nailer and put like 1,000 fucking nails in this thing. 1,000. That's probably being
with the nail gun having a fucking party.
Oh yeah. And it won't come apart. But it's dark out. I can't see the fucking nails. Sure. So I'm like, why is this? What the? Like, why? And he's laughing the whole time, right? He's like, he's got a shirt like this. He's got a shirt like this. And, he's laughing. And I'm like, I can't. The desk won't come apart. I'm pissed now, and I've had it. I throw my shit down my tool, but I'm leaving. And he's laughing at the desk sitting in the driveway. I'm like, I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm like, but this is the kind of shit.
He is so OCD. Dude, every screw had to be like north-south.
Yeah.
It was like
north-south.
Absolutely
I'm very
ridiculous.
precise with my screws.
1,000 nails.
I'm very precise with my screws.
I
Gave it a shot. Gave it a shot.
We would be traveling, right? Because we would do shows like all over the
Geno.
country.
Thank
And I'd be
you.
like, hey, Jace, they got us put up at the Four Seasons. Let's go get a nice dinner or something. Okay, I can't. I'm staying at the Holiday Inn. What do you mean you're staying at the Holiday Inn? Oh, I got to stay with my crew. I got to stay with my. I go, dude, your crew is okay. You're like, he is the perfect guy who doesn't know how to manage people. He'd rather do it himself than go and say, guys. And the guys would always come over and go, Goose, can you please get him the fuck out of here? Okay. He is driving us fucking crazy. Please take him on an excursion somewhere and get lost. We'll get the whole thing done. Right. If he's around, it's going to take us an extra day.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're not saying you're a perfectionist.
No, I'm definitely a perfectionist. But
I mean, it doesn't drive you crazy like when you see like something a little bit all like I got paint on his hammer one time.
Oh,
that sounds a lot.
You sound like you just kind of a little bit of paint splashed on my hammer. No.
You know what I'm talking about.
The whole hammer. The whole hammer was painted. You need a little paint on the hammer.
Well, I wanted to see if that flex, that new flex.
That was a family heirloom.
I gotta tell you, this Jason he's like a ballerina.
He's like a ninja.
Part ballerina, part gazelle. There are no ninjas in this neighborhood. You pay property tax.
He's a big lumbering
Thanks
ninja.
for getting that. What? Ninja, please.
It's a little uncomfortable, isn't it? Where you're sitting right now? Is it a little bit?
I've had.
If he lets one go, dude, your head's coming off.
I've had bigger balls in my face. I'm in entertainment.
Oh man,
unbelievable.
Do you know Bert Kreischer? Do you know
the comedian Bert? I know who he is. He's not. We don't hang.
He laughs like a girl. You never.
Oh, dude, he's a real high pitched voice. But the first Podcave we did, we called Bert because he was the one who told me you got to do a Podcave.
Yeah.
Because
it's called a Podcave.
Well, you know what? It's in my head now. Because when we first started
plenty of room for it.
When we first started doing this
hanging out
podcast,
boys, husky.
He kept calling Goose kept calling it Podcave, so it kind of stuck.
We should do shots out of Jason's belly button. Yeah, what do you think it is? 3 ounces?
Body shots.
Dude,
are they 3 ounces?
That's 6 ounces. Yeah, that's usually 6 ounces.
Hey, I'm taking an Uber home. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to yell racial epithets out the window in this fucking neighborhood.
You got to try this. You got to try this stuff.
Wait. So where were you this morning?
I was in Utah when I woke up. I was at the Jazz game last night. Took the red eye in. I had 2 shows. I do this thing over at Compound Media, which is such a fucking great time. Right. I do a weekly show with my buddy Aaron Berg, another great comedian, called In Hot Water. But there's a morning show they do 4 days a week, and sometimes I sit in on that. So I had to be in there at like 9:30. So I literally landed at like 5:30, took a 2-hour nap, did my show, friggin' went to my fucking apartment, did some fucking writing. I write a daily sports sheet, so I do a lot of sports stuff And then I came out and met you guys after my fucking friend Steve fucked me.
We've been planning this for a while.
Yeah,
and
this is a good time.
It hasn't worked out. It finally worked out. So what do you guys? So tell me about In Hot Water. I mean, what's tell me
In
about
Hot
that podcast.
Water is a show, is a podcast. Like
It's not a podcast. It's a podcast.
it's a podcast.
Okay. All right.
There's
Clarify.
this thing called Compound Media. I should explain. Now, like I don't know if you remember Opie and Anthony. It was a radio show. Really big.
Absolutely.
And then Anthony got canned when he got into a fight with some chick in the street, like for taking a pic. It doesn't matter. So Sirius fires him. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to start my own podcasting network." So Compound Media. So if you literally go to compoundmedia.net and log on, all right. So that's it. It's like a podcast.
So it's a platform.
But it's there's a televised. It's in a studio, so it's televised as well if you subscribe. And there's a green screen, so it's like you're doing a show. So me and Berg do that once a week, and it's fantastic. We just like make fun of whatever is going on. Like this week, we made fun of the fucking speed skater Shawnee Davis, who is a piece of garbage. Did you see what he did?
No,
Okay,
no.
you know how it's
When he hit the guy?
no when he hit the guy.
There was a skater today that went and he was coming around the corner and he like punched the other guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
No.
it was great.
Shawnee Davis is a selfish piece of shit. I can't even get into it. But, okay, so when you do the opening ceremonies for the Olympics, which we all watch.
Oh, I see. This is about the coin toss, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
When you vote to see who gets to be the flag bearer for the Olympics. So this guy, Shawnee Davis, black speed skater, and it comes down to him and this white luger. And they're all, let me tell you something about the Olympics that you need to realize if you don't already. They're all fucking rich, entitled idiots. You understand that? Speed skater, luger. When you were a kid growing up, what's your name? We'll call you Vito Bagadoo. Did you say, hey, you know what I'm going to do, Ma? I'm going to run to the luge track and get a couple laps.
Are you saying luge?
Luge. I'm going to go to hey, Ma, can I borrow the speed skates?
Where is that?
Go to the track.
Where do you go?
There's 2 luge tracks in the fucking U.S. One's in Park City, where I just was, and the other is in Lake Placid. And so this kid,
I'm sure there's some homemade luge.
he's rich and
tracks
entitled,
around.
and so the coin toss, 4 people vote for him, 4 people vote for Aaron
It was a
Hamlin.
tie. It was a
And so
tie.
they toss a coin, and the coin favors Aaron Hamlin. So he sends out a tweet saying
It's racist.
He said everything but the word racist. He said they used a dishonorable coin toss. Dishonorable is the word he used, and then he hashtag Black History Month. So basically, he's saying the coin. And this was a guest on our show. We had
racist.
We had a racist coin on the show. That was just in there like, yeah, why would we vote for him? And I said, I hope the coin they flipped was a nickel, because Thomas Jefferson's on that. And then he could see what it's like to actually be fucked by Thomas Jefferson, like fucking his ancestors were, instead of some fucking guy that grew up in Torrance, California, where the median income is the same as this fucking palace we're in. And this guy's like acting like he's some fucking slight. Are you kidding?
Unbelievable.
And so that was his complaint. And then he doesn't show up for the opening ceremonies, saying, well, I wasn't going to go anyway unless I got to carry the flag. I want him dead. I want him dead. And here's the thing. All that aside,
I want him dead.
in 2006, and
You need one of those balls that you squeeze right now. I think you need something. You want to get
Why are you-
Stews were so close.
You're getting red, Geno.
why
You're
are
red.
you scooting over when
I don't
you
know.
say that?
I'm scooting away. Man.
In 2006, and I didn't know this, I looked it up. I'm not Charlie Sheen, but in 2006, turns out he's a speed skater. So they have the individual events, and he won a gold. And then they do like a relay. It's called the combined, whatever. We'll call it the relay. I forget the actual name of it. Where 4 guys are in it. He pulled out. He's like, I'm going to pull out to focus on my individual thing. He didn't want to tire himself out working as a fucking team.
Oh God.
Do you understand? So this is what drives me nuts. I don't even know what the point was. What's that? What was
we
the
lost.
point? What's the point?
We lost. I think.
I blacked out here. You could say blacked out.
Wait, what
It's a
was
good
it?
I
neighborhood,
can see.
right?
We can see how upset you are.
But
about
you
it.
understand, this is what goes on. Like, and this is
Explaining your show. You were explaining.
So that. Oh, thank you so
Yes,
much,
that was-
Blondie.
That's
Look
right.
at that.
Michelle's going to bring us back.
Michelle knows it all.
She's bringing us back.
Thanks. They'll never
You got off a
find
little
real us
tangent.
either.
You got on a tangent, Geno.
So that's the show we do in Hot Water. So it's me. I open with a rant about that, and then Aaron Berg will come on. He'll sit in it as himself, but we do a lot of like. We literally do guests like that where we make up whatever's going on that week, and like he'll make fun of the coin. Another guest was this idiot in frickin' the Philippines that said to any woman that's an uprising, you should shoot her in the vagina. Well, you can't make this up. He's like, that'll render them useless. Like, if I put a gun in your fucking head to shoot you, yeah, just shoot her in the vagina. That's how dumb other countries are, yet people are bitching about this fucking country.
I know.
It's like I would say,
right.
dude,
Oh God.
really good show.
Listen to me. You have a drink.
Look
There's
at
too
that.
much information lately.
yeah, it's
The social media, the internet, it has opened up doors for real idiots
Yeah.
to go and play.
Anyone has a voice.
Yeah.
Anyone with an internet
Yeah.
password thinks they fucking matter.
Yeah.
got an
they
opinion.
do.
That's why, hey, maybe the guy in North Korea's
Cheers.
got it right. No internet. What do you think?
Cheers.
Shots by
Chugging or
American
sipping?
Barrel.
We're chugging or sipping? We're sipping? Chugging? We're chugging.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
That's good.
I killed it.
Well, you know,
My
listen,
dad used to have 3 at breakfast. Boy, could mom take a punch. I will tell you.
So Geno, Goose and I had this conversation.
To this
earlier.
day, when I see a woman bleeding, I want pancakes. All right, you go.
Oh, my.
I made some before I came. You should have told me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not that kind.
All right, so go on. I'm being silly.
So we had the same conversation. We're like, Goose and I want to do another project together, but podcast is great because you know what I mean. You can do what you want. You can
Thanks
talk
for
about
getting
what
my
you
football
want.
show in with the people at Fox. Thanks a lot, Goose. Means a lot, dude. No,
I got a lot of pull there.
No biggie.
Glad
no,
that worked out.
No biggie.
that worked out.
All I ever did for you was ruin your benefit. What was the thing? This is how great a guy Goose is. So I do the pod. I do the roast, and he's such a good guy. He's like, all right. So he calls me like a couple months later. He's like, yeah, I do a benefit every year at Mohegan Sun, and he's like, just come up. He's like, I can't pay you, but I'll give you a room for the weekend. We have cigars, we get drunk, and you just do 10 minutes to open up the raffle of my benefit. And I open it up, and it's like all these kids, and I'm like, what's up with the Jews and die whore? And I'm like, and it's Stafford's looking at me, and I'm like, how am I doing today? He's like, wrap it up. Go get a drink, wrap it up.
Was that Stafford?
Yeah, but it was
We
Goose.
had fun. We had fun.
Goose doesn't even care. You didn't even care. He's like, just come up, get drunk. He's like, hang out all weekend. He's like, and he justifies, like, and just do 10 minutes of my thing, and it's 10 minutes of me just doing my act, and all these children go like, who's this monster, mommy? And Goose doesn't. He's like, it's good. It's good.
Make fun of that one over there with the big tits. Make fun of her.
Time, right? You got some free stuff. You got some drinks. You
It
play a
was
little golf.
look, I'm beaming. It was like the nice. He's like, just come the fuck up.
You know
and
who
say you're
you
doing the
cares?
show.
You know who I rode back with? It was the funniest thing. Was his old coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to ride back with
Billick?
his old coach. Yeah, Billick. Yeah.
Right.
Because I ended up sharing a car with him. Sharing a
really?
ride with him. Yeah.
How was he?
Great.
How'd Billick
never talked to him.
never get another job?
You never talked to him.
No, they don't hire anybody over 30 anymore. It's unbelievable.
No. Hey, the young kids are doing well. These
Yeah.
kids today.
Well, you got to be able to communicate.
Right.
You know, you got to be able to text.
Yeah.
They're starting to text. They're going to take the microphone out of the helmets and now the quarterbacks, and they're going
Just
to text.
technically got a little thing
Yeah,
there.
a little thing in front of them.
That'll
You know,
work.
this way. Yeah, it's
Heads up display now.
Completely
Every time you
addi-
complete a pass, you get a smiley face.
completely a different
Emoji.
world that I'm really not used to.
You get the meh.
Yeah. That one.
Emoji. The meh.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah, that one. The meh.
Anytime ask me a question, yeah.
And so are you doing any traveling? Are you on like a circuit at all or anything like
Right
that?
now, what I'm doing mostly is like I write for radio, which is great. I do that 5 days a week. I could do that from anywhere. I get out to LA like twice a year just to like do the West Coast, but I'm not doing I'm doing a lot of just like one-nighters and road stuff. But right now, between doing that, like doing the Compound Media show like once a week, my show, and then a couple there's all these other
Where
shows
is
on
that? Where is that done? The Compound Media.
It's
Show?
right in Midtown. It's over on 35th, but it's great. Like compoundmedia.net. It's $9 a month.
So it's a real studio. You go in.
It's amazing.
Nice.
It's so much fun, and so that's the thing.
It's not as nice as ours, though. It's not as nice as this
please.
studio.
Got
Come on.
Jason here with
Oh,
these.
come
We
on.
got a full bar. We got pizza.
Yeah.
We got
I mean,
hecklers.
come on.
They don't. They're really bad hecklers.
If it wasn't for
Listen,
Jason, she'd have
you
the
don't-
greatest tits in here.
Hey, you have no. Hey,
I know, he beats me to it.
I like Jason's better.
What cup are you, Jason? What are you? What size are
It's
you?
a D.
I'm a C cup.
Cup of
Then I
joy.
beat you.
His right one's a C and the other one's a D. He's a little lopsided, but we'll fix that.
But
We
the
got-
thing about what I'm doing now, and I say this all the time, it's like because I'm not. You know me. You know me. Like, have you ever seen me not in a good mood? Like, I wake up every day because I just lucked into what I'm doing. Like, I just do stand up all over the city.
Right.
And in the old days, you would want to get on the Tonight Show. And don't get me wrong, that'd be great. But that I can't with the stuff I talk about in my act, and I stand by it. Like, I talk about race and religion, and like I do a joke now where it's like. Literally, and I don't want to do my act, but the point of the joke is like if you do an act now, when I open up the show, I'm like, look, you're in a comedy club, it's fine. I'm like, enjoy this because when you go back outside, when you leave, it's
Not say anything, especially in New York.
You get it already.
Yeah.
I'm like, people will sit there and say, we got to be careful. There might be a Jew in the room.
Yeah.
Some of them got away.
gotta
There
tell
might
them.
be a gay guy in the room. We cured AIDS. There might be a black guy, and then I'll say this: might be. We shipped thousands of them in the 1600s, right? And white people would be like, we better not laugh. And I get angry. I'm like, and if you didn't laugh at that, I do. I go like this. And if you didn't laugh at that, let me say this. I forgive you. They're like, what? I forgive you for giving me a dirty look about something that happened 500 years ago, we had nothing to do with it. Then I'll look at a black guy and be like, dude, I don't even own a boat. And then, it's funny, but it opens up. People are like, he's right. I'm like, I don't have time. I'm like, here's what you need to do. If you're going to live in New York City and worry about looking over your shoulder and seeing a different race or religion, I'm like, why don't you move to China?
Yeah.
Everyone looks exactly the same.
Isn't that where we are?
Like, what?
Isn't that where we are today, though? That the last place you have of like real free speech and non-PC shit is in the comedy club, right?
And not even anymore,
mean,
because some people are afraid of that. That's my way of answering your question. What I'm doing now is, and this is the beauty of it, like I have all these followers, and there's no middle ground with my act. When I say shit like that, you'll have people like, oh, that's terrible. The Holocaust was a terrible thing. And I'll be like, thanks, I didn't know. I had no idea, you stupid twat. And people are like, you can't
Tell me more about it.
You can't say, Geno, you can't say twat.
Yeah, I twat, I can't hear you. And then I'll do a joke about hitting women, and women be like, I didn't laugh. And I'm like, why? It's bad. Thanks again. But you understand, like, so my act, like, I do these albums, and now, like, I have these followers. Like, my album, Uncle Geno, is amazing. Debuted, and I'm going to say this because it sounds amazing, but when you realize what goes on, it debuted on Billboard, spoken word, number 7. Number 7. Damn. But think about how... And then a week later, it's gone, because in this day and age, you have Twitter followers, and so I'm like, my album's out this week, and they all go and download it, you know? And which is great. But I'm not trying to get on... I'm not trying to get on Comedy Central when they say, all right, don't say this, say this. I'm like, I'm a firm believer with my act. And this is as artsy as I'll get and explain what I'm doing, because it really is. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not trying to get a sitcom anymore. I'm not trying to get on The Tonight Show. I'm just working on my act and seeing where it goes. And for some reason, I wake up every day and the universe is like, it gives me a little more. Yeah. I mean it. Like
you can make it work now.
You can, and I'm trying to like I want to get people to understand that shit. Like I do. Like I'm not trying to be some savior, but it's like I need you to understand that when I make a joke about slavery, I'm laughing at how dumb people used to be. Like the Columbus Day people were bitching about that.
I think you're onto something though, because I think you're
right. I'm on something.
Yeah.
You're onto something because I think a lot of times you talk to comedians like yourself who have been doing this a long time, who are on the road doing comedy shows. You're going through the process. It's not all about getting a show anymore.
Trust the process.
It's not all about you're doing what you want to do and you're not going to apologize for it, right?
So I am not. I wake up every day like I'm getting away with something.
Right,
I really do.
But that opens doors in itself. So you don't feel like you're missing out now because you're doing what you want to do. You feel like you're actually achieving things, and maybe other doors are going to open because you're doing exactly what you want to do. You're not curtailing it for somebody else.
It's all, at the risk of sounding like a crazy person, it's all energy. It is, and I know that sounds nuts, but it's a fact. And I'm like, everything's made of atoms, and you attract. And the more you just do what you want to do, like I do these football videos. I've been doing them 10 years. That's how we ended up hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing them, and I'm like, I don't even know if anyone's watching these, but it's like I said, I'm cracking myself up with them. Like 5-6 years ago, I get an email from Mike Stafford, and he's like, "Hey, Mike Stafford, DIY Network, blah blah," and he's saying all this. I'm like, this guy's full of fucking shit. You know, who's the guy that represents fucking Stern, Burkhardt? What is it?
Oh God!
Doesn't matter.
Kevin Burkhardt.
No, whatever. I can't think of the name, but it's a big agency, and it's like we're roasting Tony Siragusa, and he's one of the guys they send them to, and it's like so and so from the agency recommended
Don Buchwald.
Thank you. And they're like Don Buchwald recommended you as a sports roaster. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So I look it up and I Google and I email Stafford. I'm like, all right, if you're not full of shit, email me back. And you know Stafford, he calls, and we're talking 20 minutes about how I'm a Chargers fan and he's a Jets fan. But this is getting to go back 20 minutes from what we're talking about. That's all I do. I do whatever the fuck I want to do, and somehow I'm sitting. Next thing you know, I'm insulting children at a benefit in Mohegan Sun. Well, he's like,
the world. It just happens, man. It just happens,
and nothing.
But pretty much,
anymore.
the podcast thing really is your greatest platform.
Let me explain.
It's the only place that you could be you, or anybody could be themselves anymore.
And
that's why it's getting so popular.
You know how me and Berg got our podcast? Time this. It'll take a minute to tell. I'm at the stand, New York. I'm at the stand in New York, and I bump into Aaron Berg, and Aaron Berg's like, "Hey, Geno." He's like, "Do you do a podcast?" And I do one during football season called Geno's Picks. So it's January, a couple years ago, and I say, "I do, but it's petering out." And I'm like, and I say, "Why do you ask?" And he goes, "Well, someone asked me if I did a podcast, and I said no, but if I ever did one, I would do it with Geno Bisconte." I bump into him that day. I'm like, "Well, let's do one." He's like, "How do we do it?" I'm like, "I have my laptop. I'll just come to your apartment." He's like, "My apartment?" He goes, I have a hot tub. Let's do it in the hot tub. We'll call it In Hot Water, which never happened, but the name stuck. Now, I'm looking at him. I turn around.
I like that name.
Yeah. I turn around, and at the bar is this guy, Jeffrey Gorian, who writes a fucking thing on the Interrobang, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I literally jokingly, "Me and Berg are starting a podcast." It's in the thing the next day. So we do the podcast 10 fucking weeks. That's all we do it. Fucking, I go on the Cumia show. I do great. A week later, Berg goes on. He does great. And he mentions he does a podcast with me. Legion of Skanks, a podcast they were doing, leaves. And a week later, they go, "Hey, why don't you fill in for them?"
Wow.
And I'll never forget. I'm in LA and fucking Berg calls me up. He's like, "Great news, Cumia's in rehab." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "They need people to fill in for the show. They want us to fill in for a couple." We fill in, we crush it. Within 5 months of him saying, if I ever did a podcast, it would be with Geno Bisconte. We're getting paid to do one on the Cumia, on the comedy.
There you go.
And it's and that's the thing. It's like, don't get me wrong, like that is and the same thing. The sports sheet
Karma,
I do,
baby.
the sports sheet. Someone saw my football video and oh my God, it was. You won't remember this, but it was at Mohegan Sun. And a buddy of mine is at the comedy club, and he's like, "Hey, I want to come by and meet Siragusa." His name's, I forget his name, but Tom. And he comes by. We hang out. I introduce him to you. We go out, get drunk on tequila. I get his number, and I go a month later to thank him. To text somebody, and his name is saved in my phone, Tom Kelly. And it comes, it's saved, so it comes up. I'm like, I never thanked him. So I send him a text. I'm like, "Hey, Tom, thanks again. Great time hanging out, Mohegan Sun." He calls me a minute later. He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just texted me. I work for this radio network, and they're looking for a guy to do a sports sheet. Why don't you come do it?" And within a week, I'm doing that.
Where's my percentage, motherfucker? I hooked you up.
Yeah.
You're not in front of them little kids.
Hey, the Uber,
Not a network.
the Uber ride home's on me, motherfucker. I'm taking this bottle. But do you understand? And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not on the Tonight Show. I'm not working on a sitcom. I wake up every day.
Although you wouldn't turn
and
it
the
down
universe
if they
is like,
called
"You
you
want to
up."
do it again today?" I'm like, "I do want to do it again today."
Yeah, that's
It
listen.
really is.
You're a
You're
go-getter.
living life, bro. You're
Yeah.
living life, man.
I'm very I don't take it. Like every day I wake up, it's all gratitude. I know that sounds like some Hallmark, but it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Hey, listen, I've lived my life that way, man. I never, you never apologize, but you're always grateful for what you have.
Even when I
And you
almost
never
didn't make it, I'm like, what did I say? I'm like, I really want to do it. I just overpromised. I didn't plan well. You're like, take an Uber. I'm like, I'm on my way, motherfucker.
take advantage of every
Done.
opportunity you get.
Yeah.
And always be thankful. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And
Unlike
never
that
take
guy,
it for granted.
Unlike that guy with the flag bearer that sits there bitching and he ties. It's like.
Yeah, but there's always going to be people like that.
But
you know what
don't
I mean?
you, in a way, let me ask you, don't you, like this, and we're talking about this, my buddy, because he lives in Park City, and I didn't realize it till he said, he's like, they're all rich kids. Like, in a way, it's
All of them.
It's nice growing up like we did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you appreciate things.
Yes,
more.
you learn, like, dude, I grew up on a farm. I grew up in a Norman Rockwell painting. I do jokes about hitting women
Violent.
because my dad would never.
Yeah.
What kind of animals did you have on your farm?
It was all vegetables. There was no animals, but we had outside dogs and cats and stuff. But it was all like produce, like eggplant and squash and cherry
Really?
peppers, Jerusalem
Like
artichokes.
pick your own.
Yeah.
Pick your own.
You and
My
my
old
wife. You
man.
and my wife could talk for hours about vegetables.
Pick your own. Pick your own.
Yeah, we had pick your own strawberries, Bisconte Farms in Roseanne. But that's the thing.
Still there? Still there?
No, that it's a generation long gone by. But do you understand? Like you grow up like that, and you think if you wake up every day and God forbid your dad punches your mom in the face, you think that's normal.
Yeah.
because that's all you know. You know, like,
my brothers and I had nothing growing up. We lived in the middle of nowhere in the UP, Upper Michigan, and we had 3 feet of snow on the ground every day of winter.
Yeah.
Had to shovel and the plow would get us back in. And my mom raised 3 boys on her own. I wouldn't change that for anything.
No!
You know what I mean? Because it teaches you, not only does it teach you a lot about life, but it teaches you to respect things. It teaches you that you got to, if you want something in life, work your ass off for
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
work for it. Nobody's going to hand you anything. Life isn't fair.
No.
Life doesn't care about your
see
feelings.
A movie. I see a television show.
On the Hallmark
How'd you grow
channel.
up? How'd you grow up?
Yeah.
And you go and you get a kid.
There you
Yeah.
go.
How'd you grow up?
How'd you grow up? Exactly. What? Yeah. We could do it.
No one better take that. That's my fucking line.
You better write that down
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And
But people don't
Copywritten right now.
don't get that, and you do. As you get older, you're like, I wouldn't change.
So Geno,
I know, right.
you enjoy doing the podcast. See, to me, the podcast is great because you're sitting down, you're relaxed, you're with friends, you're having a good time,
Hold on.
talking about what
Having
you want to
some
talk
drinks.
about.
Yeah.
Having some drinks.
It's like a band.
Yeah, it is.
I want
It's
to
like
hear
a band.
about. I want to hear. Wait, before we go move ahead anymore. I want to hear about. So how did you get out of the farm? How did you get away from the farm?
This is something else that I love telling because my Aunt Olga is still alive. She's 91.
And
God bless.
Aunt Olga.
Olga.
She will bury us all because she's old school Italian. She lives on guilt, food, and anger, right? And I'm not kidding. And sharp as a tack. But she, like now
Guilt's
that
got a lot of protein.
Yeah, my parents passed away like in the late 90s, but she'll tell me stories, and I get it now because so it was 3 people, Chendon, to the fucking good guys.
Chin down.
I don't want to make the story too long, but my Aunt Olga had kids, like my mom's older sister, Aunt Olga, had kids like almost 10 years ahead. So those kids grew up on my on the grandparents' farm.
Right.
And so they thought they'd have the farm growing up, but then my uncle lost it because fucking whatever, it's Guinea, stupid stuff. But
Yeah.
and Olga
Bad
tells me
eggplants,
this.
bad eggplants.
And Olga, they're all bad, especially when they don't care about my
Did you have
money.
fig trees? Did you have fig trees?
No, we had. My dad had a fig tree that he would show up.
Yeah.
But my aunt Olga told me this. I swear, like 2-3 years ago, she's like, oh, your mother said, because it's me and my brother. He's a year and a half older. She's like, oh, your mother was like, my boys aren't going to be farmers. She's like, no way, because she married a farmer. Her family was farmers. That's why they sent us to St. Augustine Prep, which was like
Right.
if you're in Vineland, you go to Vineland High, so you hang out with all fucking farmers. And not us. We went to Richland, New Jersey, which was 15 minutes away in a prep school. My mother's a teacher. My dad's a farmer, and they're paying for it. And that's the thing. So I went there, and then I went to college, University of Delaware, and I never looked back. I never went back to Well, I still go back because I was raised right, and I got to go see my Aunt Olga and get my fucking broccoli Rob thing. But she explained, she's like, you don't. She's like, and she's saying it to me like I'm an idiot, and I am. When it's like, why do you think your mother sent you to that school? You never hung out with farmers. It's like you went to school. You did.
She
your
wanted
stupid
better for you,
Yeah.
man. That's what she.
And
I mean, not
and
saying
she
that
gave it
farmers
to
are
us-
bad.
No, but she grew up
she-
around. She's like, my kid. I've had it with farming. My kids are not going to be farmers, and that's how.
But if you wanted to be a farmer, you could be. But she wanted to go and expose the world to you. So that's
Dude,
awesome.
I don't know how. I went to school for business. I wound up doing stand up.
I went to school for criminal justice. Here I am doing this. But it's like, you
You're
can't.
stealing.
I went to
can't-
school for football.
Yeah.
I went to school for broadcasting.
There you go.
Yeah.
School.
That worked out for
One
you, Goose.
woman living her
Money
Yeah.
well spent, Goose. Money well spent. But listen, you can't live in. I was in the UP Upper Michigan. For those of you who don't know what UP is, it's Upper Michigan.
UP,
Upper
you're a
Peninsula.
UP.
I'm a Uper. But you can't live up there and pursue an acting career or an entertainment career. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah.
You got to be
Yeah,
out
I
no.
where
saw
the-
your resume. A guy with no neck, dude, punching man at Riot.
The only other
that
guy
with great arms. That
only
was
other
my
guy-
scene in
I did it.
Sex and the City.
Yeah,
Guy with great arms.
I read through his IMDb and it was all guy with this, dude with this muscle. I said,
Guy
what
and
did they
dude.
make? I said,
Guy
what
and
did,
Dude was my name on
I said,
every
what
show
did-
I was on.
I said, what did they make the check out to? Stereotype?
The only other guy I know from the
Crack
UP.
myself up.
The only other guy that I know from the UP was Tony Mandrich.
Tony Mandrich. Yeah.
That bust.
Yeah. Where was it? Was he from?
I played with him one
Was he
year.
from the UP? Was he from?
Were you
Upper
on the
Michigan?
Colts with him?
Yes.
Man, look at that. See, I
Yeah.
know my shit.
I
yo.
remember
Was he actually from there?
He was up in Green Bay, and the Colts. We went there to play.
That's Lower
When we-
Michigan.
yeah,
Or that's
No.
Wisconsin. Well, that's Wisconsin.
no, yeah, but I'm just saying he was from the UP.
All right.
Yeah, he was from the UP, and then so he was on the Green Bay Packers, and we went to up to play Green Bay, but we didn't play him in Green Bay. We played him in I don't know, what's that another town more south of Green Bay. But both football teams. No, it was north of Chicago.
But it's not a football town, you're saying.
yeah, it's
Milwaukee.
another Milwaukee. There you go.
Boom goes the
You
Geno
got
bite.
it.
Do I get a point?
So we go to play him. We're playing him in Milwaukee. Both teams are on the same side of the field. Like we had from the 50 to the 10, and then the Packers had from the 50 to the 10. Okay, so we go out there, and Donnell Thompson, who's a badass, right, is my rookie year. He goes out there. He's an old school, right? He used to
Wait, what
smoke-
year is this?
This is 1991.
They're wearing
Okay.
leather helmets.
He's drinking black
No
coffee
cuffs.
and smoking a cigarette with a big, the ashtrays that used to be like 3 feet tall, and he's smoking before the game in the locker room. He's smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna go out there." So I was like, "Man, this guy got to be like a badass." He's smoking cigarettes before we go out. He goes out there, and I'm starting. I go out there, play nose guard, and all of a sudden, Tony Mandrich walks out and he looks at him and he goes, "You."
To you or
No,
to Donnell?
to Donnell Thompson. Now, Donnell Thompson's like a 6'5", black guy, just like doesn't take shit from nobody. He goes, "You prepare to die." Donnell looked at him and
It
goes,
just knocks him over.
"Man, this motherfucking white boy's crazy as they say he is. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, boy. Get down." Dude, I laughed. I was laughing so hard. I think I got pancaked on the first play, man. I was laughing so hard. I go, "Man, this guy must be better." He was just like inflated with like jelly. It was unbelievable.
How come you're not doing the Fox thing anymore?
You know what? My son, as a matter of fact, that's something I didn't tell you. He just got accepted to play football at Villanova.
No, we just
Go,
talked
Cats,
we
go.
talked about that
last
time.
week. He got into the business school. And,
What's it?
and,
That's where the
Oh,
that's
we
where the clap.
congratulated him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nova fell out of the number.
Villanova, baby.
Although
So-
they slid down to number 3.
know-
How's he doing in wrestling right now?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He got they got the
Districts right now.
yeah
right?
districts this weekend.
Okay.
Ant's a stud, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen. He has fun doing it, but the crazy thing is, he's doing really well. I forgot what you asked me. What'd you ask me, Gino?
Why you're not with Fox anymore?
So my
I'm not
son,
kissing your ass,
he played.
I thought you were a
it's been
fun
2
guy to
years.
watch on that.
It's been 2 years.
Thank you.
I really did. I'm not even saying that.
They had to save a lot of money, and they really come up to me, and here's what they said right to my face. They go, "Listen, Goose, we could pay you like upper 6 digits, and spend all that money, but we're trying to save like $40 million, or we could just get one of these sideline girls and pay them $2,500 for the weekend." I go.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm out. I go, whatever. I go.
You're like, I
but
can't
was
even
done.
argue with that.
Geno, I did it 13 years, man.
No, dude, I'm not
13
just
years
saying
is a
that.
long
Like,
time. I was, I wanted to play. I wanted to watch my son play football. So I got 2 years. I got his junior year and senior year. I didn't miss a game. I got to see it. It was just awesome.
Is he like
And,
you, offensive line? What is
No, he's a corner, or a
Shut the
safety.
fuck
Yeah,
up.
he's
He's a
fast. He
little
runs
guy,
the ball.
kind of.
Yeah.
An Eric Weddle type, if you will.
Yeah, man.
Actually,
He's
your Ravens
fast,
have Weddle.
tough. It was great. And now going to Villanova, man, I'm going to every game.
That's fucking
And it's just
awesome.
been awesome. It's
No,
just
dude.
I didn't want to miss those times. You
It's
never
what
get
we're talking about again.
Listen,
It's
I
just
agree
like-
with Geno though, because as a fan, as
Right.
an NFL fan, even though I know you,
right.
I liked watching you on the sidelines because correct me if I'm wrong. But,
You probably are, but I'll let it
You
go.
probably that's right. That's right. I should have even asked you that. But anyway, when you watch somebody like Goose who's played the game,
Yeah.
right, who's been in there, who knows what they're doing when they're in the huddle, who knows what's going on when they're lined up.
Yeah, like Tony
And
Romo.
it-
Tony
and
Romo's
you-
doing
you
a
beat me
phenomenal
to
job.
You're talking
Yeah.
about it, and it's like, all right, it makes sense from when
not
listen,
just
nothing.
that.
Nothing against the late because there seems to be all women on the sidelines now.
Yeah.
it's all women.
what he said.
And I have no problem. Listen, they have just as much right. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I just preferred because you would talk to us. Not over us, to us,
Right.
because you knew the game, you were there, you could talk about what they're doing, what they're actually what's going on. So yeah, I mean, I thought you were good at that. I missed that, but listen, like you said, you move on. You had a good
But
time
it's
when you were
also
there.
like you were alluding to, and I bet you'll agree, because Romo is. It's not just that you were talking about it to us. You enjoyed it. It's like
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
Had
watching.
fun doing it.
It's
Fun
like
doing it.
watching Romo. When I watch Romo do a game, they're like, I'm like, how do you? I don't give a fuck what you think. It's obvious Romo just happens to be mic'd up. He just loves talking about football. Like,
Yeah.
like
Love
Romo
it.
talking about a game. It's like he's like, oh, am I on? I don't care because he's just he loves. Like he's
So
calling
he's-
the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's hanging out at a table with his
So
buddies.
you like
Yeah.
how he's doing. You like
Yeah,
Romo.
I really do.
Yeah, I
think
bet you
he's
do.
the-
He does it like you did.
It is
The great
good
thing
to
about
see
it is he
guys like
points
that,
out
yeah.
situations or says, "Hey, man, keep an eye on this guy," or
Yeah.
"Look at this. This would be a great time to run a drag route." 9 times out of 10, he's right.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask,
know?
who's your least favorite announcer when it comes to football?
I've never been a big Collinsworth guy.
See, I hear this all the time from people.
I heard someone say that I'm like Dan
Collinsworth.
Fouts. I'll fucking kill these people.
So what about you, Collinsworth? You fan or no?
You know what? I don't.
I hear this.
He
a lot
has
about
his own style, and I think that he's redundant. He says the same thing, a lot of the same stuff.
But he's like the inverse of Tony Romo and you. He's
you
just
need
on there like, this
yeah.
is what I see. And he's talking above you. You said
Yeah.
it perfectly.
Yeah.
He's not talking to you. He's talking above you. You know who else?
Exactly.
Al Michaels. How do you not love listening to Al Michaels
Yeah,
talk
right,
about the
that's
game?
great.
Right.
Guy's great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The guy that did this Super Bowl, that's Collinsworth.
Yes.
What do you do? What do you? Were you watching Dungeons and Dragons? Are you jerking off to The Walking Dead?
Yes, he is.
Did he just say that?
But listen, you got it.
I'm taking
close.
shits naked. That's what I do.
But who
Did
doesn't
you know
miss,
that, Gino? Did you know that? Listen, we had his
I
wife
can't
on.
even talk to you, and you're like,
who doesn't miss Madden though? You know what I mean?
well,
Yeah.
he was great.
I
He was
know.
great.
I mean,
I like Romo better than Madden.
I
Yeah.
can always get my fix of Madden watching The Replacements. That's a fantastic movie. Winners
So,
want the
wait,
ball.
getting back to
you probably
Jason,
saw
Stu.
that. We're fighting, me and Jason. Right
Stu had his wife come on the show, and we said, listen, tell us something that nobody knows. Do you know Jason will not take a shit unless every piece of article of clothing on his
completely
body's
naked.
off?
Completely naked.
now. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're like
No, we're not
George
joking.
Costanza.
Yeah.
So you're in a public. So you can't. Or George Costanza. That was an episode. He'd take his shirt off and then he walks out to the park. Forget it.
No, I saw that.
No, we
episode.
saw that. We saw that.
so
but
funny.
he has
So
to
wait,
take his socks, everything.
So if you're in a public restroom, or do you not go to a
I
public
really
restroom?
don't go to a public
Because
restroom.
you can't get naked in a public restroom.
I've gotten naked in a public restroom, and I've done my business.
And a little kid crawled under the thing and got in a little trouble. But other than that,
I went
gosh.
camping. I went camping and I shit outdoors naked. And then Goose
Two
was like,
bears
I
came by and
went
fucking
camping
said,
at the
"Fuck
same
this
place."
guy."
Kept going.
Goose is like, I went
Why?
camping in the same place. I
Have
don't
you
know.
always buck
Yeah.
naked?
Yeah.
Always.
You know, I'm fascinated
Yeah.
with it because I didn't even know this was a thing. And all of a sudden, I'm meeting other people
Well,
that get naked.
Then we had Dirk
No,
here.
that's not a
and
thing.
Dirk's
No,
like,
it's a
I
thing.
shit naked too.
Yeah,
It's
a
like
thing.
an encounter peer group.
I'm telling you, man. It's almost like
Michelle, do you shit naked?
No, girls, remember?
Yeah, girls
We
don't
went
shit
over
at
this.
all.
Girls don't
Get
shit at all.
to shit anonymous.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
Could that be a turn on for a girl?
But
Like if you listen, if you had a boyfriend, all of a sudden you really didn't know much about him, all of a sudden
Yeah.
you like move in with him, right?
And
You're like, hey Ben, what's going on? And like you like walk
Ben,
by.
these
All of
names
a
he
sudden,
makes up,
all
they're
of a sudden
amazing.
you see he has no clothes on. He has
Yeah.
one of them, like what are them little pot of putties? What is they called? There?
squat potty.
Squatty
potty.
And you
Squatty
see him
potty.
on that. Do
Yeah.
you like go and say, I got to get the fuck out of here? Like I got to pack my shit and get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here, or you
Unless
just,
his
like,
dick
No, I
is
think
dangling through the
I think
squatty
it's so
potty.
cute. I'll be like, oh, hi. No,
You'd
I'm
be
kidding. Yeah,
cute?
that's not cute. No.
Yeah, that's not.
No.
Is that like a thing? Is that like a thing?
But so let me.
I've
actually,
never used a squatty potty,
So
but I
it-
would. I'd try it.
So if
Yeah.
you were on the toilet with socks on, Jason, you can't dump.
You still can't.
That's amazing.
It throws them off.
Yeah,
No,
with the
I've
socks on.
never.
For some reason, I've tried it. I've tried to go with my socks on, and I just can't do it. I swear to God, and I've analyzed this.
Oh, please. I don't think you're making any of this up.
I get grip with my feet.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And I'm like, I sit over there. I'm like, oh, this one's gonna be a good one.
There's a whole process.
That's amazing.
There's a whole process.
I've
there.
never had any problem sleeping or going to the bathroom. Thank God.
Listen,
I
how
don't take
much
that for granted? I
for
don't.
$500 would you try to shit? Like, could we cut a hole like in your pants?
What if you're wearing a hat?
All your clothes have to be on.
What if you're wearing a hat?
Scarf, earmuffs, everything.
Can you shit?
If
naked
I
wearing
have
a
to
hat?
go, I have to go. And I.
What if we put you in a sumo suit
Sure.
and then
I'll
you would
try
cut a
it.
hole in that?
I'll
Would you
try
be able
it.
to? Yeah.
But if I do it with a sumo suit, the shit's gonna come out both sides.
Ah, well, I'm not having dinner tonight. Thank God we had pizza early. That's amazing to me.
man.
That's amazing.
There's like,
I wanna-
listen to me. How about the shit that's on TV? Like when people fall in love with their car and all of a sudden they're like
That's
making out with
made
their
up.
car.
That's made up.
You think it's made up?
I hope
I
to
think there's
God
some
that's
sick,
made up.
Listen to me.
I think it's made up. It has.
If anybody's out there, if you're listening to this
That's-
podcast and
that's
you have
not-
a sick fetish, please
I think there's
go
sick
and get in
fetishes
touch with us. We
listening to
want
this
you on.
podcast.
That's not
Yeah.
made up, because trust me, with as many people in the world, there's somebody who's in love with their car.
Does anybody here,
Yeah.
do you have a
Love with it,
fetish?
I'll tell you
You
that.
have like something that you do that's
Remember
a
the
little...
cable guys?
Yeah,
I'm
she's got a
kidding.
cable guy fetish.
What do you do?
Wait.
She loves cable guys.
Give Geno the
Cable
history.
guy.
Your dad works for Verizon.
No, that's my ex.
Oh, you-
but my dad works for AT&T, and then
AT&T.
the
She's got
cable guy that like I had just moved into a new apartment in November.
And they
would
show
not-
up at your place?
He was in there for 5 hours, and I like asked 3 people. I'm like,
In
it doesn't
there?
take.
Yeah, she-
like,
Why did you point at your crotch when you said in
She
there?
called
for
us
5
up, Geno, and
hours?
asked if it was weird that this guy's hanging around for 5 hours if he's a cable guy. I'm like, that's
I'm
a
like,
little.
is this
Yeah.
weird? And then he texted me. He's like,
It's.
he's like, hey, I hope you enjoyed your services.
Oh yeah.
His thing
Love
was,
to come back and help
how's
ya.
your new box doing?
Yeah. Oh. Normally I use the black box, but they're lazy.
I've got a few
What?
more. I've got a few more
can't
cables to
say
lay
that.
for you. I've got a few more cables to lay for you.
So the guy hung out at your place for 5 hours?
Yeah, and then I was like, it was
Longer.
so awkward. I was like, oh, are you done? He's like, oh, man, I got to go get another. I'll be right back. And then he would like go and then come back. And
It's
I'm like,
so hard installing cable with an 11-inch
And she
dick.
couldn't find
What?
any. Hey, she couldn't find any of her underwear after the fucking guy left.
I'm
He
gonna
kept
wrap.
saying, let me get your number so I can
Yeah,
call
he's like,
you
let me
and-
get your number so I can personally ask you because I think they messed something up.
He's
so
walking around
let
with
me get it so
TP.
I can personally ask you tomorrow. And if
Yeah.
not, I can give you a number and they can give you a discount. And I'm like, I don't know anything, so I'm just like, oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna need your phone
okay.
number and a location where no one can hear you scream.
And if you don't mind, if I need to put a GPS tracker on you too, if you don't mind. I
And
didn't know
not
where
for
you
nothing,
are.
we were like the first. It's a
I
brand new
worked on
apartment
Matt
building.
Lauer's
We were like the
room.
first 2 girls to live
yeah,
there.
they're not gonna find your body.
Yeah.
They're gonna look. They're not gonna find
There's a lot of people. It's a big building too.
Oh, listen, but you know what,
there's
Michelle, you
17
got to give him.
floors.
He tried.
He tried. Oh, he tried. Then I was
He
getting ready to
tried.
come
I gotta
here,
give him
and I
credit.
was like, I walked out. He's like, "Wow, you are so beautiful." I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go. Gotta go."
Poor guy.
Sprinting
Listen,
out of there.
At that point, you just got to rip one. You
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
know what I'm saying? To get
Girls
him,
don't
listen,
remember.
And pick your
You just
nose while
gotta-
you're ripping.
Yeah.
Do a pussy fart.
hey, pull my finger.
Is that, what do you call
Listen.
that? A queef? What is that?
Yeah, that's called a queef.
I hope my kids don't listen to this.
These
So-
All right, let me go
these
back.
briefs are
I gotta make a call.
these
I gotta call
briefs are
somebody.
chafing my dick. You should have said.
Somebody wants to
What?
say. I gotta call somebody because somebody wants to say, what time is it?
It
Now
is.
listen, what if Michelle? Really, you
Yeah.
should though, like have like a fake like
10:40.
whoopee cushion or something, and just like
Hold on. I'm making
like
a
if
call.
like a guy's bothered, you just go, hold on.
Put on speaker.
Somebody say it's on speaker.
Oh, the sensitive microphones.
What's happening, Mike?
I'm with Vincent Cho, and as soon as he saw it was your name on, he started doing his impersonation.
Is that Stafford?
Stafford.
Hey,
Stafford.
Stafford. What's up?
Stafford!
Hey, we're doing a podcast right now, man. We had to call you up because Geno Bisconte's here. He
Hey,
wants to say hi to
Stafford,
you.
who are the Jets going to fuck up with their draft pick? Are they going to trade their fucking number 5 pick for Geno Smith? Faggot? Tell him I said hi.
You want to respond to that, Mike?
I couldn't hear what he said.
I slurred Geno Smith and I called you faggot. The usual, Mike. The usual.
The usual Geno. You know, we just
I'll go on record saying I love Gino.
There you go.
very PC of you, Mike. Very PC.
I appreciate that, buddy.
Me, but I love him.
He's
on.
a scary guy. He's just hold on a second. Goose wants to say something.
Mikey
By the way, we have Mike
Mike.
Stafford on the line. Mike was executive producer of Man Cave.
Hey,
Just
Mike,
so
you there?
Yeah, hey Goose.
Hey, what's up, man? So Gino wants to know what the odds are on the Jets being second to last in the league again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second to last in the league, I'd say a chance, 25% chance of that.
What's the chance of them? What's the chance of them winning the
There's
Super Bowl?
a 75%
Is there
they're dead last in the
The
league.
Jets winning the Super Bowl?
odds? Yeah.
Not good. How's that?
Not good. You can get like 25,000 to 1 or 30,000 to 1. What do you
They're
got?
the worst team in football right now,
I'd
dude.
say 8,000 to 1.
8,000 to 1.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to bet that one. How's the baby?
Baby is good. She's
Good.
doing well. She's going to be 2 in March.
Oh my God, where's
How's the
time
wife?
go?
How's the wife?
Doing well.
Yeah, they don't even know who you are, right? I know. She, as soon as you had the baby, she doesn't even know. She doesn't even recognize you. Did you notice
No.
that? Did you notice there's no eye contact after the first kid?
Tells me that I don't listen to a word she says.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Are you having another one? Are you having another one or no?
We're talking about it.
You shooting blanks?
Your
Be
shit
honest.
still
Come on.
swimming?
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Is there dust coming out?
I heard
Does
when
it look
I,
like this?
I heard when you come, a red flag with the word "pow" shoots out of your dick, Mike. That's the
Gino
information.
says he heard when you come, the red flag with the word "pow" comes out of your dick.
Is that right, Mike?
Is that true?
That's about what I'd expect of Gino.
And you shit your pants
It's
at the
high.
same time.
Well, no, he's naked. You can't shoot
Hey.
your pants when you shit. Absolutely, naked.
Mike, I got a question for you. Did you know that? Can you hear me? Did you know that Stu has to get naked when he shits?
Jason wants to know if you knew that Stu has to get naked when he shits. He can't shit with any article of clothing.
I've heard of that, and I have a number of friends who have to do that.
Are you?
I told you it's a thing. I told you it's a thing.
Jay Stu is not the first person I know of who had to do that.
Who else? Who?
I had a friend
Do we know
in
them?
college named Vinny Russo who used to have to do that.
A lot of Italians running around.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Really?
I had no idea that was a
Yeah.
thing.
What's that called? Is it like
We got to name it.
closomotomy? What's it called?
I
It's
can
gotta-
only shit if I'm wearing those old
know.
aviator
But not terribly
barnstorming
unusual.
glasses and leather helmet.
You got
it's a
what?
weird look. It's a weird look.
That's
a raincoat.
We got to find out if there's a name for that sickness.
Yeah, bananas.
And we're getting we were admiring Jason's man boobs earlier, just
Yes.
to let you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're admirable.
Hey, do you want to get in the pool? We're trying to figure out how much liquid actually fits in Jason's belly button.
Yeah.
We're up to 4 ounces. Do you want to over or under?
6.
I'd say under.
Under. Under.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll put you down for that.
So
Mike,
you're
good
saying
talking
belly
to you.
button half full? You're one of those
I'd say
optimists?
under 4 ounces.
Under 4 ounces. Well,
He's an
that's
optimist.
nice.
He's an
All
optimist.
right.
bad.
Are you
All right.
wait, hold on a second. Well, are you talking with the rolls pulled? Or
It's fucking funny.
We're getting technical.
full stretch or just a 4?
Well, that's what sushi all over the abdomen.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, that's hot. All right, Michael, stay out of trouble, brother.
Yeah, good
Love you,
talking
Mike
to
Stafford.
Mike
Good.
Stafford, executive producer.
Huge
Thanks,
fan of
Mike.
the Geno's picks. Huge.
Glad he was there.
Put it all together. Mike put it all together,
He
man.
did. He did. How many seasons did you do? Like 14?
14 seasons.
Look at me.
Yeah,
Daddy
14
nailed that. Did
seasons.
I not say
Does that-
14?
I
Does
think
that
it was
not look like a
100
mini Mike?
It
Does that not look like
it's,
it?
it's sort of like
160
167 episodes or something
Yeah.
like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
All
cool.
the ones that I did are still together. Jason's.
You
know,
did
most of
one for-
Jason's fell apart.
The fact that
Other
he even
than
said
that.
all the ones that I did.
Yeah.
It's
You,
interesting.
you did a
Like
man
the- I
cave
like
for
that list.
Artie. You did one for my boy Scotty Farrell. You did one for Farrell, right?
Yeah. How's he doing? Is he still alive?
He's in Pittsburgh.
One for Snoop Dogg.
Oh no, he's last I saw, he's doing New York radio, but he's hard to find in New York. Like you could hear him like on
Yeah,
610 WIP
I
in
think the man
Philly.
cave we did for him was, 10 years ago. But
Dude, I
think
remember
it,
that when in his house, you did a studio
flooded.
in his apartment.
Jeffrey Ross.
Flooded out.
Well, that was the one I did with Jeffrey Ross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good times. Does he still have that place? Does he
Has
still
he,
have that
has he
place?
gotten
I don't
cleaned?
hang out at
Has he
Jeffrey's
called
place.
that cleaning lady we told him he needed? Or
Who?
Jeffrey Ross?
I don't.
He had the most
Dude,
obscure paints on the walls. He had purple.
Yeah, it was crazy.
roofs
But all I know is when we did that statue
Loved
of
him.
him, put it on the spit in the fire. He thought that was the best thing he had ever seen in his
Yeah.
life. He
He
actually
loved
sat on the floor and was staring at him like that was glad
The
we did
fact that you got any emotion, genuine emotion out of him was amazing.
Yeah.
Because he's the
Pretty
guy that
amazing.
just sits there. He goes, yeah.
I love Jeffrey Ross.
He was happy too. He did a
walks
closet
into the bar,
for
he's
him.
like, hey, Gene, get me a drink. And then
I
we
think
do
it
a
was the
drink,
first
he's like,
time
hey, Gene,
all
talk
of
to you
his
later.
Okay.
outfits got cleaned. We steam cleaned all his outfits. Remember, he had stains, cum stains all over.
He looks like
if you're talking about blue light, you want to put a blue light in that place.
he looks like he's always thinking about the next thing to say, but he never gets there. He's like,
You know who I just saw in concert I thought was really funny? It's JB Smoove.
he's fucking amazing.
Dude, he was fucking
He's
hilarious.
another guy
I
that just is
saw
having
him.
he's having more fun on
I'm
stage
telling
than
you,
anyone listening.
he was
to him.
hilarious, and I love him on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Or what, is it still called that, or is it called something else?
I
now?
think
They've-
it's just.
How about Jeff Norris? You ever do work with him?
God, Jeff Norris. I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Did you really?
Yeah, he was a fucking nut.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff with Opie and Anthony, and now I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, he's doing
not in the city
stand-up
as much
all over.
now.
Yeah, he's doing
He's
stand-up.
touring more. Yeah.
My roommate just bought tickets. She asked me if I wanted to go to see Sebastian.
Maniscalco.
Yes.
He's good,
I
but
just-
you know what? He disappointed me, and I'm a little upset about that.
Well, he
did-
does the same thing.
Yeah,
he's
did,
great. People
you know,
love him.
Yeah.
He did the Florida. We were down there doing Florida. Then he comes to Atlantic City, and we're at the Borgata, and like we're hanging out, right? And it's he's at the Borgata. I mean, come on, you know, it's all Italians. Come on, you got to do something good. Right? He didn't do one Italian joke, like one.
Really?
Like nothing.
He's probably working on new stuff, and he's all out of Italian jokes. He's done so many for so long.
Yeah, but
done.
come
He's
on,
so
it's
good
like
anymore,
Dice
though.
Clay not doing the hickory
Hey,
dickory dock.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Speaking of Dice Clay, have you seen his show?
No, Dice, I have not seen it.
It's
but
actually funny. It's
But I
actually really
hang
good.
with his girl.
His new show. Yeah.
His girl Eleanor Kerrigan. She writes for the show. She's not on it, but I hang with her a lot in L.A. She's
I
great.
sat next to Jim Brewer. You know Jim?
Of course.
I sat next to him on
Well,
the
I
way.
mean,
My wife and I
hung
sat
out with
next
him
to him.
twice. I don't really
I
know
get on the plane back from Phoenix, and he's in our row, and he's sitting there. So we had a long conversation with him. But my wife kept talking about Goat Boy because it's one of her favorite skits on Saturday Night Live was Goat Boy.
I had a middle seat on the flight back today. I don't know how that happened.
I hate middle seats.
Bitch.
I never get a
Absolutely.
middle seat.
Because I tell you what, this is what
Bitch
happens.
seat.
This is what happens every time. You get on a flight, and every time I'll call my wife because I'll be pissed. I'm on the plane.
I call your wife when I get on a flight.
When you're pissed, you call my wife
call
too,
your
right?
wife.
She's the perfect person.
Put Jason on the phone.
She's from Vineland. She's the perfect person to talk to. You guys have a lot in common.
856
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, every time I get on a flight, and especially in the middle row, it's always the three biggest guys in the same row. And I'm thinking to myself, somebody's fucking with me, right? Because why? Because I look ahead of me, there's two small women and the other one. There's
Asian.
a little guy and there's a little girl over here and this one. Three biggest guys in my row. I'm looking at these two guys going, really?
Yeah.
Three of us. Somebody's fucking with us because the three biggest guys are in the same row.
What are you doing, Coach? What are you doing?
Big star like you.
I'm not a high roller like you, Goose. Like, I'm not always
man.
in first class.
Come on,
man.
dude. You have no kids.
I'm a normal
You have no
guy,
kids.
dude.
You have a
I'm
dog and a
everyday-
wife.
Everyday normal guy.
He's
I'm
a
not one of
man's
those-
man,
I'm
dude. He's a
man's
Renaissance
man.
Listen,
man.
Come on
spend
now.
another 200
Yeah.
and fucking.
It's more than
for-
200.
Listen,
Come
I
on.
tell you what, it's sometimes it's worth it because when you're in a situation like that,
I
you're
just
like,
got.
this is the
I'm
worst.
grown up. I just got my a Miles. I have a Delta Miles card.
I've got-
Very grown up now. Very grown up.
Very grown up.
everything-
How's that feel?
Nice.
How's that feel?
Ah,
It's
it's
gotta feel
great.
good.
It's great. I'm boarding zone 1.
It's zone one. I'm in zone one, motherfucker.
Everything's coming up, Shane.
Excuse me. Is this line one? Is this line? I'm looking for line
Because
one.
you must be line 2, garbage person.
What is that? What is that? What
'cause
airlines
they
is that?
One of the dumb props are $179 a year.
Depends on
annual
what group
fee.
you're in. You know, so when you're in United, they have Premier Access line, or they have then they have line 2 and line 3 and line 4.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be all the way down to line 5.
No.
Right.
You
That-
Right.
That's just.
Let me tell
You might as well not. You might as well
I
just go
flew
home.
that.
Yeah,
I
you should
listen to me,
fucking walk to Vegas.
I flew that South
West.
Yeah,
Southwest.
Southwest one time.
Southwest, yeah.
Dude, let me tell you,
Here we go.
never again. But
No.
if you want to feel like a fucking low life fucking piece of meat cattle,
Yeah.
fly that fucking airlines. Let me tell you something. They're like,
Cheap,
you have
though.
to. If you're like
Good
out of the
prices.
line, if you're not, if your feet aren't touching the line, they like bump you, and then everybody starts running down the fucking ramp to get their seat. I don't know what the fuck was going on. People are running by me. I'm going, what
You
the
wind
fuck?
up in a middle seat.
Because it's not.
No, but it's like it's People's Express.
right.
It's People's Express, man. You fucking, it's like, all right, group 1. Everyone like fucking starts running. I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck is
Dude, you got to be
going
on top of shit, man. You got to get in there.
Dude, they're like, all of a
Get
sudden,
your
fucking
luggage.
Dude, the guy jumps over me into this fucking seat. I'm like, what's he doing? This fucking guy going.
That's not assigned seating, is it?
no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fucking. It's
come,
first.
first
It's
serve.
like fucking GA. General
Daddy
admission.
doesn't do Southwest. Daddy doesn't do
Oh,
that.
dude. let me
Southwest
tell you.
is it's
Did
affordable.
it one time.
It's affordable. It's very affordable for a lot of people. But yeah, it's unassigned seating.
I don't
so
think
you
I've
gotta-
ever flown Southwest.
That is not. Listen, don't ever fly that fucking thing. That is like They're ridiculous. You got to pay for.
Well, we don't got to worry about getting them as a sponsor.
Hey, can I have a water? Yeah, $7.
Yeah.
Write that down, Stu.
fuck,
Don't
I'm
bother
behind
calling Southwest as a sponsor of the show. Don't bother calling them.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. I don't want them as a sponsor.
All right, good.
What are they going to do? Give us fucking 4,500 fucking free tickets?
Gotta get
4,500 miles.
You know, come on. I mean, really. You got to be kidding me.
Who do you normally fly when you fly? I fly United. So you
Dirk. I fly,
You got the guy.
Titan.
You know
What
the
is it,
guy.
Titan?
You got the guy.
We have
Dirk Diggler.
We have Titan Aviation. I'm one of the owners of Titan Aviation.
telling you,
We
it's
do
the best.
charters, a lot of charters.
Charter's the best, man.
Yeah, we're doing a
Show
lot
up.
of stuff with Fetty Wap. This guy.
You are not doing shit with Fetty Wap.
Yeah. We fly Fetty Wap every week. Yeah, we do all his travel, all his stuff. We do a lot of celebrities. Ray Lewis. We do a lot of guys.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Does he check his knives before he gets on the plane?
Check his knives.
Because he stabbed someone at the Super Bowl.
No, he got off on that.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So, you hop in a limo covered in blood. Drive! I'm sure this is fine. I'm sure this is legitimate.
Right to the car wash. And listen, there's no problem with that. I mean, you got to get convicted. Don't you believe in due process, prick? You fucking asshole.
You're not here for that conversation we just had about due process?
I'd rather be in an elevator with Ray Rice. Anyway.
Ooh, that one.
Same.
That one hurts. That's,
So what do you do when you're not doing comedy, Gino? What's your hobby? What's your hobby?
Manscaped? Do you manscape?
You manscape?
I do a little manscaping.
Are you a
What do you do?
Are you into
What do you do?
landscaping?
Do a little
No. I'm talking about like.
I get my back waxed. I do now.
Do you?
I used to date a chick that.
Were you like 40-year-old virgin when he got it done the first time? Were you
No,
like that scene?
I was in like this was like I was like my mid-30s when I got it done.
And it did bother you.
And you
No,
got to get it done all the
And then
time.
God's like, "Oh, what are you gay? You get back." I'm like, "The women do amazing
Let's
things
see it.
for
Can we
men."
see it now?
No, it's not waxed now. Now I look like a chimpanzee.
Really? It's real long?
It's back to all natural. Yeah, put your shirt down. I don't want to see that.
Wow.
Forget it, but I can't complain because I got this, and my hair's
Yeah.
never
That's your
this
hair.
long up here. But I'm just trying
it
some
go.
stuff. Oh yeah.
Get a big fucking guinea fro. You know what I'm saying? I get one. If I let my hair grow, it's like.
But I'm telling you, like it's like a thing. Like if I'm like I haven't worked out, like I've been so busy, I haven't worked out in like 3 months.
No.
It's like I'm not. You ever,
No.
You're like I'm
I
not
don't
going to treat
believe that.
myself to
You
a
work-
back waxing because
Do you
like,
even lift, bro?
It's like I'm hideous.
Listen,
What's
come
that?
on.
Do you even lift, bro?
Dude, I got a workout regimen. I do. Do a little
let me-
free weights for 20 minutes, cardio for 30.
Serious question. If you're gonna go get a massage, right?
Yeah.
Like a comfortable, relaxing
Here we
massage.
go.
Guy or girl?
What's that?
Guy or girl? Massage therapist.
Asian. End
Guy.
of the story.
That doesn't answer. That doesn't answer the question.
That they
That doesn't
seem to
an- I'm sorry.
understand.
That
Yes,
doesn't
it
answer the
does.
question. No,
yes, it does have a happy ending, Joe. Am I going to get a legitimate massage? No.
If you go in, I'm
don't go,
talking
like,
about
massage
guys
envy or nothing like
in
that?
general.
What is he, gay?
Do you care?
I suppose you think I shit with pants on.
Do you care if it's a guy or a girl massage therapist?
I've never
Do you
gotten a
care?
massage from a legitimate person where I had to choose.
Come on.
If I walk in and the Asian chick leaves and some samurai comes
Never
in with a
mind.
sword, I'm like, I didn't request a dude.
Run the fuck out of there.
I mean, like, how did
What
this?
if his hands are real? What if they put
sword.
like a towel
You're
over your
making
eyes?
some
and his
assumptions
hands
like
are real
everyone gets
smooth?
legitimate massages. No, we don't. No, we don't.
You've never gotten a legit massage.
No.
Sorry, I didn't realize
I've
that
never-
you've never had a legitimate
I've
massage.
never paid for
I
a
just-
massage
little did
that
I
ends
know.
with you ready for this.
All right, I
Let's
have a
talk
question.
about the illegitimate massage
I have a question.
that you've gotten, apparently.
A chick.
My question is:
A chick that says, "Don't kiss me on the lips
Wait.
again."
Did you ever have to cry because you wouldn't do it? Like,
What are you talking about?
Come on. Like,
Cry
come
for
on,
what?
man. I would need to happen. No, I can't give you the happy ending. Come on, please.
No,
please.
you
never
bark-
cried.
What? No. Is that how you? Is that how you
No, I
broker
never-
with these people? You start
No,
crying.
I'm just saying. Like, you look like you would be very upset. Like, you,
If
like,
what?
If like you went in and like you didn't get the hand job at the end.
Hand job? Why am I wasting my time?
Oh, you
I
go to
have
the full
hands.
He's talking about guys with swords. I don't know where
I
he's
mean,
going.
what the? Yeah.
Remind me not to go there.
You're looking for the complete.
let me tell you
You
two
go to
things-
whorehouses for a massage.
Let me tell you two things I
Massages.
don't get from a masseuse, a massage or a hand job. Okay.
Two things.
Jesus.
Just a nice conversation.
Yes.
Is that what you do?
Oh my God! Is everything like
The answer
You
is
can just say
is
massage.
it a male or female?
We walked in,
Asian.
Asian. We walked into a massage bar like a couple years ago. My buddy's bachelor party, like, and I'm like, he'll take this, take her, and she just go, "Your friend been here before." That's how you know.
He VIP.
That's how you know. It's like, what are you gonna sit here and? I didn't come here for the conversation. Hey, my scapula's really been acting up. Maybe you could let me shoot a load on your face so it doesn't hurt anymore. My shoulder feels great now. Shoulder feels great.
That a little.
Get out, whore!
So you've never, just so I understand this, but you've never had a massage. You've never had a massage.
No, I know I look like an
love he's
absolute
harping
athlete.
on the question.
I'm
Jason-
doing lats and trats today.
Jason shits with no clothes on, and Geno goes to massage parlors and never takes off his shirt.
Never gets naked.
We got some really fucked up
take
people
off
on
your
this
shirt,
show.
Joe.
So this is our last podcast. We want to thank everybody for listening.
Yeah, this is it.
Shirt, what are you going to do? Play with my tits, lady?
Oh my God! Two things I've never done in a massage bar. This is a quote. Listen, this is going to be going in the quote book.
Yeah.
Listen,
This is gonna be
two
what I
things
put
I've
the
never
picture
gotten
on.
at a massage parlor:
A massage?
a massage or a hand job.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what the hell? Did I walk
So where
into?
are these places?
I don't know. Arch Street in Philly? Brooklyn on Smith Street, I guess.
So I've been told.
Yeah. How do you find them? Well, let's say it's 10 o'clock and a massage parlor is open. Hey, Yahtzee.
Maybe we can get Geno back and we can get him a wax kit.
Christ.
And Michelle, would you wax
we
him?
do it here. Yeah.
One time.
She used to do that stuff.
One
Like, she
time,
was-
one time we did
yeah.
a benefit. Not to interrupt you, but it was like really cool. Down in Philly, I did this. It was a benefit. Guess how many strips of it would take to wax my back and chest? And like the closest person won something, but you had to pay $20, and it went to charity.
How many did it take?
Fucking 38. and let me tell
By
you,
the
you
looks
know
of
how
it-
it is. Like you pull more than once.
Oh,
Yeah, by the
I
looks
Pull
of-
know.
more than once,
I
Joe.
know.
Yeah, by the looks of it, it's at least 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Looking at that-
chimpanzee.
Looking at that back.
Guys,
Yeah.
backs. I don't want to hear you complain about getting your backs waxed.
But that's exactly it.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
things,
like
the things women do for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
How old
The
were-
things
for
I
us,
do
yeah.
every
For us,
3
okay.
weeks.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
here we go.
do.
Exactly.
All right,
They
here
do
we
it
go.
for themselves just as
Here we
much.
go.
What are you
Sure.
talking about?
So when was the first? How old were you the first time you got waxed?
Well, what waxed?
Well, let's say just
You
below
waxed
the
your tits. She's like waxed.
below the neck.
Below the neck?
Yeah, like your butt or whatever.
18.
You're 18.
So 3 years.
Were you
ago.
nervous? Did you go with
Pretty
your
good? Pretty good,
mom
guys,
or
huh?
did you go with your friend?
I was so nervous. I took 2 shots before I went. My friend told me to, and then now I go every 3 weeks, and it's just
One shot of heroin.
3 to 4. Yeah,
and it's the
one-
Brazilian. It's the Brazilian.
It's the Brazilian. It's everything.
Yeah.
They just.
Yeah,
and
but-
now it's like I don't even flinch. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
today I got to go to European Wax Center.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it less and less? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, because the hair doesn't grow back the same after
Really?
a while. But now all the girls do laser treatment, so
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Laser.
I think I might the laser treatment. But I'm fine with waxing. I don't know.
Hey, you don't want a laser down there.
Yeah, there's.
Actually, maybe
My
because
laser beam.
Yeah, laser beams.
I guess that's a better. Like it looks better when we're down there with our stuff because that laser is narrow. That's a lot bigger.
So what
than
we got to
a
do
laser.
is we
It
got to
sure
go.
is.
We got to have everybody here at the table gets a part of their body waxed, and then we hang them up, and we have people come in
can't wait.
and figure out whose is whose.
Well, you just what
Do you have
you
blonde? Do you have blonde bush? You got blonde hair. Do you have blonde?
It's Sandy. Sandy blonde.
It's Sandy.
Not blonde
Sandy.
blonde. I'd say it's more
You
Sandy
couldn't
blonde.
just say yeah.
Yeah, it's blonde.
It's Sandy. You want to like categorize your
trying to be
pubes?
specific.
Painting a picture.
Like,
Give
is
the
it that
guy a
important
fucking
to you?
break. He's not mailing it.
So
is
you
he?
would be upset if someone said, "Hey, your pubes are blonde." No, they're Sandy.
I'll text it. I'll text it. And send
What
it
the
to you,
fuck,
so you-
Jason? They're Sandy. All right.
You can't get a straight answer, right?
Sandy
Reese?
blonde. What the fuck? Yes, blonde.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is it red?
Mine is.
Is it
He
brown?
feels
What do I-
pretentious
red?
if he's going to say that he's blonde. He's got to say Sandy.
Where else? Like where else other than the bikini line do women get waxed? Like do they get their legs waxed?
Yeah, sometimes.
They
Like
do.
if I'm
How about
going away
their
on
feet?
vacation. Feet? No.
Like do you get like hair on your toes? and stuff?
Mustache, right?
Not really. Yeah, mustache. A lot of girls get their mustaches waxed.
Really?
Do
What?
chicks
A
have
little tiny
unibrows?
hair.
Do any of them?
Yeah. Well, they.
Some of them do, really?
Some of them. I do. No, I'm kidding. Well, actually, I don't know if I do. I might. But I
The
get
second you
I
said
get
it, I'm
them
like,
threaded. I get them
You
threaded.
get threading.
Threaded.
Yeah, it looks better on your face to get it threaded than waxed.
How about on your back? Do you get your back waxed?
No, I don't have to. But some friends I know
Women do not need to get their
No.
back.
So, no,
on, really?
I know a couple girls.
You got some hairy girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us. What's
Well,
her
you
name?
don't.
No, you don't. You have to mention her name.
My cousin Caitlin, she had
Cousin.
waxed her back before. Yeah, she's Italian too, but her hair's a lot darker than mine.
Really? She has like the peach fuzz down like below, like near the crotch.
But not all the way
Yeah.
up her back.
No, not all the way.
Not
we
like
just
shoulders.
Armpits.
I've had my shoulder.
Oh,
I've had my armpits
Yeah,
done.
I've had my shoulder blades done. That's how daddy rolls.
Shoulder
Daddy
blade.
The back right there. right there.
That's not the shoulder blade. That's
Well,
your
whatever.
tricep.
Oh, I don't know.
What the fuck?
He's all the way down here to the elbow.
I'll be honest.
down this area.
I'll be honest. I can't understand what my masseuse calls it because she says it in a different language. She says it in Mandarin, so I don't know if it's my scapula or what it is.
Have you ever had leeches put on you and had blood?
Your serratus.
I don't even know where
No.
you're going with this one. No, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah. I know somebody who goes and gets like leached.
Yeah,
It's
I've
called
heard
leached.
of weird stuff like
dangerous?
that.
I don't know. Like he has
You
leeches.
shit
They have-
naked. You're no friggin' judge of dangerous. I can only shit on a tightrope. What? I don't even know what that means.
If you wax your eyebrows, do they come back? Like if you wax them off?
No, that's a thing. That's why, like, when we were in middle school, it was popular to, have those really thin eyebrows. And now girls get microbladed because they want to get those. Because after a while, I said the hair doesn't grow
What do you mean?
back.
It grows back, right?
No,
If
it
you get
doesn't
done
grow
once.
back the same because it
No, if it's
like
done
messes
once.
up your
If it's done once.
follicles.
Like you had that video, Goose, that you put up, right?
Yeah,
The guy ripped the. Was that real? It looked real.
What was
He
it?
ripped the eyebrows off the dude. He was playing a prank on him. The guy was passed
I was
out.
watching a movie the
Put
other
the tape
day.
on,
dude.
ripped the tape,
Oh my
ripped his
God.
eyebrows.
Who was the guy that was in that movie where the girl like?
It's on the internet. It's gotta be real,
I was at band camp and with
American
the
Pie.
Jason Banks,
Yeah,
American Pie.
Who's the the guy who like his
Stifler?
father? No, his father walks in on him like.
Eugene Levy.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, that's his dad.
He's in a
Eugene Levy.
movie. He's in a movie. It's like the other guy's girlfriend or something like that.
I don't even, you're just using all vague pronouns.
my friend's girlfriend or my
My
friend's
best friend's wedding or something?
no, my best friend's girl or something like that. Did you?
Oh,
Best friend's girl.
Yeah. So in this movie,
I love how much he loves.
goes, wait,
I don't give a fuck if he gets
listen,
off point.
I was
He's loving
crying.
this.
I was crying in my bed. It was like 3 a.m. I couldn't
I
sleep.
was
I'm like
too
watching
last
this.
night. Different story.
I was crying, laughing
For a completely
so
different
fucking
reason.
hard. This guy went and like he was like shaving like his unibrow or something, and he slipped, and the whole fucking
Look at him.
came off.
Look at
right?
how much he loves this. I love it.
And like the girl was there, and this guy like supposed to be his buddy. He's like, "Oh, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad, but you got to do the other one, man. You got to do the other one." So he's like, "Come on, man, really do it." And he fucking had to go and he waxed the other one off. So then he goes on a date, and they show his face, and he had a fucking like a Sharpie, and he
Look at him tell it. This is fucking great.
he put fucking a Sharpie, and he had like these fucked up eyebrows, dude. It was I was
I think the story's great, but I
Listen.
love how much you love this
I
story.
know, that's
like
the best
I'm not
part.
even hearing him, and I'm sure, but I'm watching him like this is fantastic.
Listen,
how
I'm
much
gonna get it on the thing. Jason knows I'm good for good
know what the
scenes.
funny-
Yeah, no, without doubt. He'll rewind that fucking scene 20 times.
the
and make you
funniest
watch it 20
stupid
times.
movie that I watch. Like you ever see the other guys with Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
No.
Oh, it's fucking. That's the thing. You have to say it's just stupid fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like if I relate any scene, it's like that. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking laughing. But like it's
All
not
right,
that funny.
Geno, let me ask you,
And I'm
what
like, it is,
funniest
it's funny.
funniest movie scene of all time? What's your funniest movie scene of all time?
There's so anything in Blazing Saddles I find fucking hysterical now, right? The other guys, there's a scene. You have to see it. It's for me to explain it. It's just it wouldn't be funny. It's just awkward. But there's a scene where they're cops and Will Ferrell is interrogating. Does anyone watch The Detour on TBS? Doesn't matter. The chick is
That's the other guys, right?
Yeah, the other guys.
Ferrell's great movie.
There's a scene in it
Great movie.
where Will Ferrell is, for some reason, every ex-girlfriend is hot, so he's in the other room with his ex-girlfriend, and her boyfriend, who's just a total cuck, as it would be called now, is sitting there with Mark Wahlberg, and he's just so weird. He's sitting there, he's got a beard. He's like, I bet you think because I have a beard, I'm covered in hair, but everything below my neck shaved. And Mark Wahlberg just keeps going, Alan! And then he goes, so then they cut to Alan, and the chick's just like trying to rape him. He's like, I just need, and then they cut back, and it's the guy in the video game. He's like, if you could be a dog or a bear, what would you be? He's like, tell you what I'd be. I'd be a dog bear, so I could get pet inside, but still go to the bathroom indoor and still go to the bathroom in the woods. And he's like this, Alan. And it's so stupid, but every time it's on, it's like him with the eye. I'm like, they're like, it's not this funny. I'm like, it's this fucking funny to me.
Another one for me, Will Ferrell, and we had this out the last time because you played it, was Old School.
School.
Was Old School with the tranquilizer gun. That's one of the funniest scenes I have ever seen in my life. I was crawling on the floor when I saw that.
It's bothering me that I can't think of more of the funniest
man.
scenes in the. But there are some
Will Ferrell's in a lot
I
of them.
told you guys.
The first
I told you
bachelor
guys to
party.
build a railroad, not dance around like a bunch of Kansas City faggots.
I think that actor with the beard. Listen, who was the guy where they go and it's not bachelor party, but they were on a bachelor party and they took a bunch of drugs and they got
Hangover.
roofie.
Hangover.
That
Oh,
one,
dude,
listen.
Another one with the trank gun and the kid in the classroom.
was
And
good.
in
Yeah,
the face.
The Hangover was really
in
good.
the face.
Oh,
when he got him in
the taser.
The taser. Yeah, the taser. Yeah. That
When
was
the little
great.
Chinese guy jumps out of the back of the car and hangover. Come on, man.
That was good. The first one was
Tyson.
funny.
How about Tyson?
Oh, Tyson was good.
Fish Called Wanda's got some very
You
funny
stole my
scenes. Remember
tiger,
that?
man.
Yeah,
You stole my
no.
tiger.
Yeah, you stole my tiger. Another under the radar movie was Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I like the
Dude,
Galaxy
I'm
Quest.
telling you, that was funny, man. If you've never
Tim
seen
Allen.
It was so
Sigourney
long
Weaver.
ago,
Weaver.
though. I
Were
don't
you living up in the
remember.
UP?
Who was the
when that was
guy
on,
that
or
was
no?
the extra? Rockwell. Or Rock.
Oh, that was Sam Rockwell.
Sam
Sam
Rockwell.
Rockwell.
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
You're right. I
it's
didn't
funny.
realize that was him.
Yeah,
Super bad
funny movie.
Fuck all you.
Oh,
guys.
He's
Superbad was
nominated
great.
this year.
Is he? For what?
3 billboards.
Do you remember? Did you
Ah,
watch
that's right.
Superbad or no? You ever seen Superbad?
I saw Superbad a while ago
Oh my god,
That's the one
with McLovin, right?
Yeah.
Loving.
Yeah.
that movie's fucking.
I'm confusing with Super Troopers. Also kind of
Oh
funny.
yeah,
Troopers.
Super
Such a good
Troopers is
movie.
funny
when
too.
the guy eats all the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that
they
was
make
good.
him eat the weed.
That-
He's fucking freaking out, man.
Snozberries.
And then Stu's favorite movie. What was that called, Stu?
Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang.
Oh yeah.
But then I said, you know
Pootie
what?
Tang.
I'm going to drop Pootie Tang and I'm going to go with Holy Grail.
Oh, okay.
Holy Grail's pretty great.
So Pootie Tang's number 2 now.
Sure.
All right. Pootie Tang.
You got to see the scene when the guy shaves his eyebrows.
I don't need, it's fucking. I love how much you love that.
Does it look that bad? Does it look that bad? No, it doesn't look that bad. Are you sure? Are you sure?
I got to watch it now.
Oh my god.
Just for
I'm
that
watching
scene,
it
I got to
tonight.
watch it.
After I get off, after we stop doing this thing, you
gonna
guys
watch
get
that
the
scene.
fuck out, and I'm going to watch it. It's funny.
You're going to watch, yeah, I know what you're going to watch. You're going to watch the Hallmark Channel.
Just call a confidence booster. A slow, fat one down the middle. I hope that's a baseball metaphor.
It's my best friend's
Just
girl.
right in your wheelhouse. Grand slam, upper deck, game over.
I don't know if
Hey,
it's
beautiful.
seen that.
Is that Dane Cook?
Sorry, I've got these little. Is there any way?
Yeah.
Can I? Oh wait, how about the who was the guy who was
What
like?
was that? What was that?
I was playing the scene from My Best Friend's Girl. I just typed in My Best Friend's
all
Girl
right.
and typed in eyebrows.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was
Not
it.
bad.
I'm pretty smart on this fucking Google, huh?
You are good. You're good stuff.
You're on it. You're on it, Stu.
You're good stuff. How about the guy
timing
on that
is
HBO
impeccable.
special that was a baseball player?
Oh, Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down.
Yeah.
I stopped watching that. It was great, but I just petered out after 2 seasons. It was hilarious.
It stopped. It was only 2 seasons.
No, it was like
No,
5.
it was longer than that.
Yeah, it was like 5 or
Eastbound and
6.
Down was longer than that, but that was good. It was funny.
Danny McBride.
Yeah, Danny McBride, funny motherfucker.
That was funny. What's that?
Our GoPro just went out.
That's it.
Yeah, that's we
That's
outlasted
okay.
the-
It was just a shot of
We
me.
outlasted the
You don't need
GoPro.
that.
That was your shot. Okay, great. Mine's still working. That was great. But
sorry.
hey, Gino,
We're losing Gino.
Yeah,
He's texting.
No, I'm
me.
just sending this. I apologize. Undivided attention. Yes.
yeah. No, it's good. That's good, man. That's good. I just want to thank you for coming, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude. That was
Dude,
a good
I had a
time.
blast. I'm glad we made it
I'm a
work.
little
Like,
nervous.
This was my
I'm
only
a little
night off.
I'm a little nervous now. You know where I live.
I canceled a massage for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my
Stupid you.
My scapula is killing me.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
Gotta
gonna
get
meet
that
the
work.
sword guy later. Right?
Yeah, did you want to?
Well, tomorrow night you're taking Michelle out to dinner, right?
Yeah,
It's-
Valentine's.
Remember, Gino, no
Where are
drama.
we going?
Where aren't we going? Please. I
like that
What am I
answer.
gonna say? Where I'm taking you on
Park
tape so
City.
people can look for your body? Stop it.
Gino, remember, no drama.
telling
though.
anybody.
All right, no drama.
Daddy is
No
zero
drama.
drama.
Don't bring
Come
any
on.
drama.
I have your number and his address. It's over for you
Yeah,
fucking
he's
people.
taking you to Matt Lauer's
Let me tell
house.
you, yeah. I'm gonna stalk you, visit him, shit naked with Jason, call your
And
wife.
then you guys will end up in the massage parlor.
Guys,
And not
a
even-
great night. I'm so excited.
And he's not going to get a massage
Your
or
masseuse-
a hand job.
Your masseuse
Fuck
is
you.
named Cinnamon. Really? Yep. Cinnamon. Because it burns if you take too much at once.
Geno Bisconte.
Gino,
And then,
Gino,
listen to me. What's the name of the podcast again?
Podcast called In Hot Water, but follow me on Twitter because that's where you can find everything. And you cannot, and someone pointed this out once, and it's true. Geno Bisconte, comedian. If you put that in, no matter how you spell it, with a J or an I, because it's
It'll come up.
GENOBISCONTE, T-E.
What? Wait,
But no matter how
wait.
you spell it, it will come up because there's not a lot of Geno Bisconte comedians running around.
Okay.
And my album is called Uncle Geno is Amazing, and I will say this.
And I'll start following you so they can go on my way.
I follow you, buddy. You don't follow
Instagram.
me?
Yeah.
You don't. You
Oh,
tweet once a
damn.
year.
Hey, do you follow me?
Yeah.
I don't
I think
like
I do.
tweeting.
don't-
Jason and Man
I'm gonna
Caves,
find
right?
out. I'm gonna find out. But I'm gonna start
think
following
Jay Cameron TV.
Yeah.
Geno
Oh, I might not follow you.
Bisconte,
Maybe we're just friends.
Tony
I
Serrano,
I got your
I'll
information.
I'll
Serpico.
follow you right now.
Yeah, follow me.
We've texted a few times.
We text all the time, but my album Uncle Geno is Amazing is fantastic, and
How
I
do
know
you
that sounds
find it?
arrogant, but I'm really proud of it. It came out really great. My good friend Emilio Savone at New York Comedy Club, I recorded it there, and it's fun. It's a fun album. Like when I made it, I'm like, this is gonna be awful because you get tired of hearing yourself. But I listen to. Sometimes it'll come up in my like favorites on Spotify, and I'll be like, let me listen to this, and I'll be like, this guy's fucking funny, dude.
That's cool.
It is. I'll laugh like Siragusa telling the story about the eyebrows, listening to my own stupid track. That's fucking great.
Is it like sweaty balls fun? It's fun.
It cracks. Perfectly. I'm on the ski lift. I'm on the chairlift
great reference.
2 days ago.
So fun. It's so
Yeah, I'm
fun.
following you, dude. I'm following
I'm on
you.
the chairlift 2 days ago, and it's a 5-minute ride, and I talk to everyone. So I'm talking to this guy, and we're catching up. And we're on the chair is called. It's like the end of the day. So to get back to you have to take the silver load run, and he goes
Silver load?
He goes, you taking silver load? I'm like, dude, at my age, every load's a silver load. And the guy looks at me and goes like this, like, ah. And I don't even, I'm laughing. I'm like, you get it? He's like, it's funny. I'm like, right? That's funny.
So is that what it's called? Uncle Geno is Amazing? Is that what
It's called Uncle Geno is Amazing, based on a true story from my nephew one time when I.
Now, how about Instagram? You on that?
I am.
Geno Bisconte.
Everything. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, naked shit boy. It's
Naked shit boy.
That's
What is
great.
that?
I didn't
Dude,
know
you
that
don't
was
have a
thing.
check next to your name?
I am not verified. It might
Dude,
be.
what's
Might
up
be
with
me.
that?
Might not be me. Might wear a condom. Might not. Kidding. I don't wear them. What?
I'm looking you up right now.
Who's the blonde?
Which blonde?
Live from the compound.
What is it? Oh, that is Alex Engelbert. She's kind of a comedian. She was our guest tonight. She's made bad choices. What?
She's hot. She's got nice cleavage.
Yeah, please.
What bad choices?
She fucking did our show. Why are you doing our show?
Thanks to Mike Stafford for calling in.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I'm
That
glad he was
tortured
there. I'm glad he was
Jeff.
there.
Fuck Mike.
Should you plug the pizza place? You gave me a slice of pie when I got here. What was that?
Oh, that's good pie, dude.
That was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Although your boy was fucking scraping the garlic off or something. What the fuck's that shit? It's an embarrassment.
He sweats garlic.
It's official, Geno. I'm following you. Better follow me back, motherfucker.
Did I not follow you?
I'm just saying I'm following. It's official.
I love
I'm
that
saying
the end
follow
of our
me, follow me back.
podcast is
How do you know
us
it's me? I'm not
following
verified.
people, hitting follow, the follow button.
Yep.
What a great
Your ugly
ending.
mug was on there.
All right, thanks everybody. I appreciate Geno
Thank you,
being
Geno.
on, man.
Can't-
Awesome
I can't wait
Thank
for
you,
tomorrow.
Geno.
Great time.
Geno
We're gonna hear-
Bisconte, everybody.
We're going to hear all about Michelle and Geno's date
I
and
can't
everything
wait.
like that.
Fantastic.
Can't wait.
Be hot. It'll be hot. See you later.